And if you don't like my politics, don't buy my book. Don't read them. And if you don't like my politics, don't buy my book. Don't read them. Girls read comics. Girls have always read comics. Problem solved. White boys, comic book reader. Don't buy my book. Don't buy my book. I literally can't even think. We can have a little conference on that. Would you please get your politics out of my comic books? Don't read them. What comic books are you reading? What comic books are you reading? Would you please get your politics out of my comic books? Don't read them. What comic books are you reading? What comic books are you reading? Comic book reader. Comic book reader. May I curse? White boys, don't read them. We're very worried about comics right now. Independent comic sales are down. Mainstream comic sales are down. Everything in the mid-list is way down. You don't make a lot of money that way. There is nothing inherently masculine of heroism. There's nothing inherently masculine heroism. Girls read comics. Girls have always read comics. Problem solved. Magic. Going into the red on singles and not coming out until the trades. Stores are closing. You don't make a lot of money that way. So, don't. Comics are booming.
This sounds very gay. Sorry to
now. Let's get me in there. Oh, how are you guys? Hello. I got to be in a better mood for this. Let me see if I can. Is this right? That sounds about right. Yeah, no, I'm the worst mood just now, and I'm like, I'm going live because I'm gonna. And I went, no. That's not how we approach things. Namaste. We do this. We got nothing to be upset about. Chris Dunham says, hey, Ethan, are you still shipping the action figures? I got my honeycomb box set. Awesome. Nice. Can't wait to see the figures. Yeah, we're shipping them. We're almost done shipping the action figures. So you should be getting yours soon, Chris. Send me a note. I'll find them. I mean, I think we have like 350 more to send on each campaign. So you're among those. I don't mind finding your orders. If you just send me a message, I will definitely prioritize them. And it's Halloween. We're getting to the point where Halloween's right around the corner. It's wonderful. What a great day. Let me talk about the good stuff that's going on right now. Took Ava trunk or treating. If you're on my Facebook, I think you saw a picture of that. Posted a little family photo. It was really nice. And so we're trunk or treating. Oh, wow. Thank you, Peppermint Oil Capsule. Thank you for the super sticker. We're trunk or treating and we're walking back. And one of you, and who was it? Which one of you was it? Recognized me and just said, hey, Ethan, Rec Planet was great. It was really nice. Another guy with his wife and another child, and they were going to the trunk or treat. Local guy, I don't think I knew him, but it was very, very cool. This is now the third time I've been recognized in public because of my YouTubing. Hasn't happened very often. Nick Ricada and I kind of had a talk about this, where he's just like, it doesn't matter how many, like, YouTube doesn't translate to real world fame. He's like, have you been recognized? And I was like, twice. Now it's thrice. First time was, Andrea reminded me of this. This was something else. It was in January. We're like doing our insurance. Like we're on the phone, like trying to get new not life insurance, new health insurance. And the guy at the other end of the phone goes, I recognize your voice. He's like, oh, yep. He's like, you're Ethan Van Sciver. I'm like a fan. I follow you on YouTube. Oh, great. Yeah, I'd be happy to. Can I have all your information, bigot? It's like, yeah, sure. That's great. Fantastic. We went ahead and did it anyway. We let him kind of be our insurance guy, but that was a little uncomfortable. Hopefully you're still in the chat, my friend. Also, when we went to the Camden Aquarium, the guy who was working there recognized me for my voice right in front of Andrea. It was cool. You want this kind of thing to happen in front of your lady, where it's like, you're Ethan Van Sciver. I subscribed to you on YouTube. I like your show. I recognize your voice anywhere. Like that was really cool. And then today, so that makes 3 times. Let me see. Here's Valdez D. Frank says, Sean Gordon Murphy, wasn't he trying to smell Mags's farts at the office? To my knowledge, he's the only one that want to keep weirdos around to him due to fetishes. Wow, that's cruel. I'm mad at Sean Gordon Murphy right now. I'm trying not to be. I feel like I'm maybe reacting negatively to something that he said in this video interview with Perch. And you know what it is? It's just other people. It's like I don't have a whole lot of empathy myself for people who I disagree with. I don't have a lot of empathy for people who kind of get in my way or that I just kind of are against my point of view. SJWs especially. So, surprising when somebody else doesn't really have empathy for me either. I guess like I shouldn't be surprised. Let me try to be more empathic and try to empathic or empathetic. What is it? And try to understand this point of view. But yeah, like that clip that I just heard really made me see red. And I tweet, the All Caps Comics Twitter account said just a sincere fuck you, Sean, for this. Not just from me, but from my entire family. It's empathetic, says Doug. Empathetic. I recognized someone by voice once. Brilliant host, but definitely had a face for radio. That would be me, too. Empath Van Skyver. Empathetic. Putting the pathetic in empathy. Well Hung and Dunk says, I don't even recognize your voice. I don't even recognize your voice, your early videos. The soft-spoken, humble Ethan. Yeah, I had to change the way I spoke on YouTube when your boy Zach's son said, but when you speak softly like that and you sound, that's my soft spoken kind of like, hey, everyone, I wouldn't hurt anyone. He says, you sound like somebody trying to get into a hot tub with me in your underpants. And that really stuck with me. That made me change my whole perspective. So yeah, that changed. I immediately decided I better go ahead and just speak in a normal voice that sounds good in my ears. All right. So what has Sean Gordon Murphy done? We'll get into it, I guess. He did this interview on Perch, and I don't like Perch. And I'm starting not to like Sean, really, to be honest with you, over this. I think that somebody who's been through what he's been through should understand a little bit of what I've been through. And if he's watching right now, let me just say that again. Somebody who's been through what you've been through should understand a little bit of what I've been through. And then sort of understand that and appreciate that a little bit more. Before we get started, let me do a little business. Let's make some sales here. I've got my eBay store here. You're going to want to go check out the eBay store. I'm going to do a flash sale on a t-shirt. I'm going to do one t-shirt I'm going to do a flash sale on so that you'll be able to get it at a discount. I'll probably let you know when that sale starts, but I'll just just for it's a pain in the ass because you got to change the price on every size of the shirt. You can't just do it once. But I'm going to do a flash sale so that people can get t-shirts. I want to have a sale between now and Halloween, a Halloween sale that'll kind of get us motivated here. Let's get the engine moving. I've been spending so much time drawing and so much time like fulfilling orders that I really have not focused on selling anything and promoting our campaigns, much to my own detriment. I really need to actually be like, hey guys, do you have a copy of Cyberfrog, The Art of John Malin? Do you have it? You need it. Do you have an All Caps Comics Red Baseball Cap A? You need one of those. And then how about all the trading cards and all this other great? This really is a good store. We have some really great stuff. Those of you who are receiving your Rec Planet Honeycomb boxes, that's fantastic. We've only got 200 more of those to ship, and then we're done. But as you receive them, what about the Cyberfrog Blood Honey box? You've got the Blood Honey books. Why not get a Blood Honey box also that you can put your Cyberfrog Blood Honeys in and then stack them on the shelf next to each other? I think that would be good. Now, we do have a special going on that I started just now, and it's going to be available from now until Halloween. And that's it. This is a pretty good thing here that we got going on. I have added to the Cyberfrog Dark Harvest campaign 2 things. When you buy any item, when you purchase any item, and by the way, we're officially sold out of the Unforgettable Tales hardcover. It's gone, so you can't get that anymore. But when you buy any item here, get Wreck Planet, get the J. Lee Wreck Planet, and oh my God, without fail, is it here? Yeah, get the Death Sting variants. They're great. Right here, Cyberfrog Blood Honeycomb. I promise you, you want this. They are coming in this week. They're beautiful. You're really going to want to get these, and we'll ship them out as soon as we get them. When you purchase any item on this campaign, when you go to the checkout, you're going to have an opportunity to add on a Vespis right here. Actually, it's a Vespis Forager. This is a regular soldier. The Forager is the rare one, but you're going to be able to add one of these on for $30. They're normally $75. So it's a beautiful discount price. Those of you who want to collect Vespis, if you have one already, you want another one, $30 as an add-on. You have to make another purchase first, and then you're going to get a discount Forager. You'll see them in your checkout opportunity. So that opportunity is available now. Also on this campaign, I did bring back the discount 90 Cyberfrog as well, which I think is $25. So you can add on a Forager, you can add on a Cyberfrog action figure, a 90s action figure at a great discount. And the thing is, we'll go through and ship those toys out. We're already in toy shipping mode. So if you just do that as an add-on, we will go ahead and ship out your action figures. There is a shipping charge attached to them, so we don't mind doing that. And that would be fine. And also, if you don't want to do Dark Harvest, we have added the discount Forager to Red Extermination as well. So just make any sort of purchase that you want to on here, back this campaign to any degree that you want. And we will be adding, or you can add at checkout, a Vespis Forager for $30. That's like less than half price plus shipping to your order, and we'll get that out in the mail to you. We want you guys to start collecting the action figures. I think you're going to love them. From now until Halloween, that special goes. So don't miss out on that. You will be so glad that you got that. Also, we are going to pretty soon, I don't know when this is going to be, but we're going to add a couple of things to the campaign. The first thing that we're going to add that everybody's excited about, I think. I got some people questioning this. By the way, hold on a second. Let me just say something about Smiller. Smiller is starting a show called The God Squad, and it would, I got to say, hey, Mike. Hey, Mike. What the hell is with this? What the hell is with this logo? You cannot have made a logo like this, Mike, and been completely unself-aware of what you were doing. Mike, you took the crucifix and you made it into a phallus, which is obviously penetrating. Is it not? I mean, you guys see this too, right? This isn't just me. This isn't just me that sees it this way. That is penetrating the U. And the U doesn't look vaginal. It's not a V. It looks like an anus. That looks like an anus. Now, I would say this would be intentional. I'd be like, that's a good joke, Mike. Hey, Mike, that's a great joke. That's a good way to sort of be self-aware. But Mike is not self-aware at all. And I don't think that he would use a cross, which is, of course, the implement of death and resurrection from our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. I don't think he would double meaning that as a penis. I don't think he would do that. So this was accidental, right? I mean, it had to be accidental. And I would say this. My advice to him, he doesn't listen to me, but my advice would be to pull out of the U. Just pull out of the U right here and then move it over or something like that. But just pull out. Mike does all these kind of things that are kind of accidentally gay. I guess he doesn't mean to do it, but I'm just saying, like, be careful, Mike. It's very blasphemous. All right, so let me see. What am I doing here? Oh, yeah. Guys, get the Kelsey Shannon. Look at this. Frog-fantastic, says Philly Humor. Salamandroid Death Sting. This is something that you could get from the Dark Harvest campaign. This is glow in the dark. All this spooge that's flying through the air that Kelsey Shannon put on there, this all glows in the dark. It looks so good. The logo looks great. It's not very expensive. You can go to the Dark Harvest campaign, get this, and then add on the Vespis and probably just add on the 90 Cyberfrog too. Great deal here. And many of you missed this. You missed this opportunity, and you missed the Death Sting by Kenneth Rocafort. Do not miss these things. Go get them. All right, so let me see. People are getting their black, oh my God, people are getting Black Riding Hood and just eating this up. You know, it's nice. John Malin is excited about this, and he should be. It really is a great story, and I'm so glad we got it out in time for Halloween. It's really nice. So people are enjoying Black Riding Hood. I don't know if it's doing anything on the secondhand market yet, but I hope it is. All right, so this is what I wanted to say. Comicsgate Master Racers. Of course, you know about this. This is the Cyberfrog Micro car. Cyberfrog Micro car. You're getting this free with every order of Cyberfrog 3 Red Extermination. If you order that book, you are getting a free race car. That's great. So you can do that. We're going to make that something that you can, people are like, I want more than one. Okay, so you're going to be able to get more than one, even though these are going to be limited to, I think, 12,000. 12,000 of these. These are going to go quick. They're already probably mostly spoken for, but I'm going to go ahead and put them up for sale. But this is the new thing, the Vespis car, which I have not offered yet in any way. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to sell this one the way that I sold the Salamandroid one. So you're going to be able to buy a Vespis car as well. We will limit the numbers of these that are available too. Comicsgate Master Racers. And it's just the start. That's Comicsgate Master Racer number 1, Comicsgate Master Racer 2. And then I don't know what's going to happen. I mean, do we have any other people who are the Comicsgate Masters who want to make racers? You know, I'm sure there are some. I think probably like Von Klaus would want to make one. I think probably John Malin, Shane Davis, maybe Irene would want to make one. Rini Strakowski. Maybe Graham Nolan would want to make a Chanu. Listen, a lot of people around here would probably want to make a Comicsgate Master Racer. I think this would be pretty cool. Just let me know. I'll let you know like what it would cost, and we'll see if we can work it out somehow. It's not that expensive. It's kind of expensive, but it's not so expensive that you couldn't crowdfund one on your own with your own audience and just make them collectible. Because after all, you know, I'm starting it off. I've got number 1. I've got number 2 right here. I might make number 3. I might make a Salamandroid. Monster truck, which is what a lot of people are requesting. I might do it. I don't know. We'll see. So if you want to be a part of this, and it's going to end up being something that's collectible. Like I think if people have 1 and 2 and maybe 3, and you make number 4, like you might be able to kind of be a part of that. I think, you know, create a kind of collectible train there. Run a train off of the Comicsgate Master Racers. So very excited about that. I hope you are too. And it should be good. Cyber Defrog Master Racer when, says David. Listen, that is, well, wait a second. That infringes on my trademark. I was going to say that's up to John Malin, but it isn't really up to John Malin. I feel like that's a trademark infringement. Let me think about it. Let me think about what's up with that. All right, now here we go. Here's a situation. Let's talk about this as well. All my stuff came in bubble wrap with corners bent. If you say you didn't promise backer boards, then tell us. We'll wait until until the dented and damaged campaign. Okay, here's a situation with this, and I got to talk about this. I got to apologize for it. There has been what I would call, what do you call this when you can't get backing boards and bags? What do you call that situation? I ordered them back in on the 15th, and they're not going to be here until the 2nd of November. We had a choice to just halt all shipping. And I just said, I don't know. I think if we just wrap them up in bubble wrap, we can still get some of this stuff out. I don't want to halt shipping like that without bags and boards. And so that's what we tried. Now, if a shortage, no, it's there's another word that I'm looking for. But yeah, it's hard to get back ordered. Yeah. It's hard to get bags and boards sometimes. And I think COVID was especially bad, but right now it's really bad. I have 20,000 bags and boards on back order, and I can't get them in. And it's 2 weeks that I've gone without, bags and boards. We've gone through all of our supplies, everything that we have, and that sucks. It just sucks. So I'm not going to be able to get them until Thursday. In the meantime, we're shipping toys. But yeah, I thought I would try to ship books the way that we did. Stack them up, wrap them in bubble wrap, and put them tightly in a box. Now, if your books came damaged, send me pictures of the books that got damaged and we'll replace them. Obviously, this is not something that, we would, we don't let that kind of a thing stand. If it didn't work out and your books came and they're dinged and dented in some way that's just like you weren't expecting, I'll replace them. We do that. That's cyberfroghelp@gmail.com, or go ahead and send a message to me, Ethan12032@gmail.com. We'll take care of our customers. We always have, and you guys know that. What is a supply like embargo? What's the word I'm looking for? Shortage? No. Let me see. Mine came in fine, says Chris Stanley. Back ordered. The short bus? No. Supply chain. Thank you. Supply chain problem. That's what I was looking for. David L says it was a bad call. Well, David, honestly, put yourself in my shoes. We're behind shipping this stuff. It takes forever to assemble these packages, and people are just waiting for their books. People are sending us messages saying, I just want to read it. And so, what do? Do we just stop shipping for 2 weeks? I don't think that's a good idea. We got to get books out to people. And it is what it is. We'll, if anybody got anything damaged, naturally, we will replace it. Get creative. Cardboard or manila folders. Listen. Let me see. Go to comic shops and buy them 100 at a time. Yeah, you know what? Like, you could go to a comic shop and buy them 100 at a time, but we need them thousands at a time. You understand? We're shipping out packages, hundreds of packages that contain 10 books in each package. 100 at a time isn't enough. We need thousands and thousands of backing boards. Sometimes they're available. Other times they're just not. Sheeple Hunter says Ethan Van short-sighted. I'm not. Buy everything. I spent so much money on bubble wrap and supplies, shipping supplies. It is ridiculous. Let me see. Henry Thrune says, I got to notice my Wreck Planet is on the way. If it's good, I'll back Dark Harvest. That's all we can ask. Just to let us know what you think of the book. Let me see. Paper towels make great and inexpensive substitutes, supposedly. They do? Zadiq says, I waited 3 years. Another 2 weeks is okay. Well, we spent 1 day shipping out a ton of orders that way. We shipped out like 100 orders in that manner. And so far, we've had 4 complaints. People aren't seeming to really complain about it. But the people who are complaining, we'll take care of you. Our books are pretty sturdy. They arrive fairly safely. They don't really get banged up. But if they do, we will replace them. And that's just, you already made us wait 3.5 years. What's another 2 weeks? David, you don't understand. The fact that I made you wait 3.5 years while I produced this masterpiece, another 2 weeks is murder. Everybody else has already read it. There are thousands of people who have already read the book. You waiting another 2.5 weeks grinds on my nerves. I can't stand it. I want you to read the book. And that's just the way it is. Okay, I'll take my beating. Come on, guys. You blew it, says Mega Mac Nut. Let me see. Late bags and boards, says Georgina Floyd. I know. You've dishonored your family, says Sheeple Hunter. God dang. Let me see. EVS got shipping tips from world-class BSers. Oh, guys. EVS must now commit Sudoku. Sudoku is not like a puzzle for this shame. Well, I will do a Sudoku for this. Sudoku. Here in the Stephas says, I read Wreck Planet weeks ago. Yeah, I know. See, that's the problem. Jose M says, any extra honeycomb boxes that will be left over? And the answer to that is actually yes. We are going to have about 8 of them left over. Because there are some people, you're not going to believe this, but there are some people who were so angry about the delay that they sent them back to us. And we got 8 of these honeycomb boxes that are refused, with a drawing of a. It's we worked so hard on this. I know it's late, but please accept your honeycomb box. No, we've got 8 of them that were refused. So So guess what? They're getting sold, and I'm going to sell them at normal price. David L says, I already read it with the 24-hour cover. That's nice. Thank you, David L. I hope you enjoyed it. Did you like it? EVS VTFO. Oh, RIP EVS, Death by Bubble Wrap. I know, it's so bad. Give them for free. No way. I'm not giving them for free. That would be ridiculous. Listen, those guys should have accepted them and sold them or given them away for free themselves. 200 Watt Studio says even Diamond is shaking their heads at you. Oh, I work so hard. You guys have no idea. It's very stressful. Andrew and I wake up every morning like we're like jittery. Like, what are we going to do today? How are we going to get stuff done? And we make mistakes. We're not perfect, but we're doing the best that we can. Let me see. I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed. Do better, EVS. I will. I think that's fair criticism. I will do better. I won't make that mistake again. I won't send out 100 packages with no backs and forwards ever again. I'm so sorry to everybody who was offended by that. But I meant well. I mean, the truth was, I just meant to get you your books. That's all. I didn't want you to sit around and wait. And I thought, did people really care about the bags and boards? Evidently, yes, they do. They really care. Let me see. Got my mailing cut on Friday. That ninja did a good job. So smart RN. Yeah, I agree. Let me see here. Shame says Gatsbius. What's that Halloween deal? Says Uper Wedgie. Okay, so go to the links in the description below. If you back Dark Harvest or you back Cyberfrog 3 Red Extermination, then you can add on any tier. Okay, you can back the $25 tier, whatever tier you want, a big tier or small tier, it doesn't matter. Go to the add-ons at checkout, and you can add on a Vespis, one of these that normally costs $75. One of these big Vespis, except with the green eyes and the like the black legs, like a nice variant. The 2000 print variant of the Vespis, the better one, the rare one. You can add it on. Instead of $75, it's $30 plus shipping, and we'll just ship it out to you because we're ready to go. We're ready to ship these out. So you'll be able to get a Vespis for $30, or on the Dark Harvest campaign, also a 90s Cyberfrog for $25, which is they're normally $40. It's a pretty good deal. Also, I'm going to put a T-shirt on sale while we're watching the EFAP of Sean Gordon Murphy. I'll put a T-shirt on sale. We don't have many T-shirts, but I'll put them on sale. It's going to be first come, first serve today. Smart RN says, okay, so I read that one. Let me catch up with you guys here. Thank you. We watch your live streams constantly. We have some idea how hard you work, EVS. Haha. I wish I could live stream more. David L says, it was very tacky, Ethan. Oh, I'm so sorry. Ethan's lying, says Andino Palacio. No one is emailing him wanting to read his book. So many people are. Ethan lied, books died. Listen to me. Let me see. A lot of people cry. Okay, Ethan and Mike deserve each other. We got here's Melissa Smith. I don't think they were offended. A better term is affected by the bag delay. They're affected by it. 200 Watt Studio says it's raining out. Do we need an umbrella? Nah, umbrellas are on back order. We'll be fine. Well, it's not my fault. I promise you. I did everything I could. I am always ordering things. I cannot stop. I cannot help supply chain issues. I can't. It's horrible. It affects everyone. William says, wasn't happy about my comics coming in a giant box with a little bubble paper. And trust me, I'm pissed. Kelsey's cover was jacked. William F., please accept my apology. Send us a message and let me send you a new Kelsey cover. It's fair enough. Literature Devil says, I got all my Rec Planet orders. Peak condition. That's Literature Devil. Thank you, my friend. Yeah, am I being clear about this? We're joking, but I am, listen, if your comics came damaged, let me fix them. Old man yelling at clouds. I would love to buy one of those extra honeycomb boxes. I'll give you $225. When we're done shipping, I will put them up and I'll just toss them into the air essentially. And, whatever you want to, it's not a matter of who's going to pay the most for it. I don't believe in that. Let's just, they'll sell for what they normally sell for. Zedek says, gave the PVC Salamandroid to 5-year-old nephew. He loved it. Oh, okay. There's a warning on there. Don't let your 5-year-old nephew chew on that. It's these are for 14-year-olds. So just watch them closely with that. As long as you're aware. We don't, parents are parental advisory. Let me see. Iwazaru says, my Rec Planet box came folded in half and wrapped in toilet paper. Thanks. Yeah, that's great. EBS screws up. Comicsgate most affected, says Phantom Harlock. I swear to God, I could read your comments all day. Got my books. They look great. Thanks, says Spider-Man. Wonderful. Let me see. Stephen Rockwood. Here we go. Ethan, I'm looking forward to reading Rec Planet. It's on the way. Oh, God. Thank God. Because I've seen you looking for it before, Stephen. Already back Cyberpunk 3 because I know it'll be great. And it will be great. Cyberpunk 3 is awesome. You'll be very happy with it. It sounds like victimhood mentality, says David L. David L, please. Victimhood mentality. Here's Jose M. says, I heard Vito originally gave Smiller the idea of the penetrix. Is that what it's called? Penetrix. Vito, good job. Josiah Haynes says, and why the hell can't you help supply chain issues? Are you not the human sunbeam? Well, I mean, I do what I can. I purchase my stuff from BCW Supplies. And BCW Supplies is what it is. I mean, sometimes, let me see, advanced. What is this? Why am I getting a privacy error on that? Let me try that again. BCW Supplies. Comic book supplies. Yeah, don't do that. Don't scare me with these things. Sign in. Do I have to sign in? I guess I do. Sign in. Let me show you how this works. I am not a robot yet, but AI is what it is. Yeah, like even still, like you guys have to understand how this works. Let me blow this up so that you can't see my address here. I don't mind doxing if you guys want it. I think my address is largely public, but still, why make it easier? So I panicked and doubled my order. Look at this reorder. Processing. I ordered this on the 15th. Why hasn't it shipped to me? Now I know how you guys feel when Rec Planet is late to you. How is this not on its way to me? I ordered it on the 15th. For $1,500 worth of bags and boards. And so then I panicked and ordered again. So, because it's like, I'm sure we're going to run through these. This is a lot of bags and boards. We're going to run right through these. Here's another order of bags and boards that'll follow up probably 2 weeks later. But I mean, it's processing. It hasn't even shipped yet. Do you guys have any idea what it's like to order something and have to wait? Do you guys know what that's like? Jenko Morningstar says, both PERCH and SGM celebrate the woke is over when they were pissing their pants at saying anything to the feminist mob in its day. You deserve your success, Ethan. You were brave as fuck. Oh, that's very kind of you. Yeah, we'll watch all this. I'm upset with this idea. I don't like the gaslighting, and I really don't like. See, here's the thing. Like, you'll notice this with some of these people in the mainstream, where they just kind of say things like, well, first of all, they tried to kill me. You know what I mean? Like, that's not an exaggeration. They really did try to kill me. And some people just stood by and let it kind of happen and just look the other way. Whether it's because they agreed and wanted me to, get killed, or because they were just afraid of it happening to them. Whatever it is what it is. Some people stood up for me, like Shane Davis and John Malin and others who were still my friends. But the whole thing about it is they wanted me to die, and I didn't die, and I stood up, and I fought real hard, and I built something wonderful from what happened to me. I built Comicsgate up, or what we now know is Comicsgate, right? Comicsgate existed before. It was a squabble, online squabble. But I called this thing Comicsgate, and it's been very successful. It's helped a lot of people make comics, and it's been fun. A lot of people really found community and found happiness here. They found a little clique of friends. So it's really been nice. But one thing that I've done is I've wanted to explain what's happened to culture every single day. I want to talk about that. I want people to understand. I feel like it's our job to kind of educate people about it so that they know, they identify what has gone wrong in comics and movies and video games and just every aspect of fun. And it's been important. And yes, I have been paid for it. I've received super chats from you guys for it, so I thank you for that. That's not why I do it. I hope to entertain you guys, and I hope I'm not always squabbling or squawking about SJWs. I hope that isn't my, the entirety of my channel. But I've survived and I've thrived. And now what happens is this gaslighting thing where the same people who stood by and either hoped you die or didn't do anything about it all say, you enjoy it, you like it, you make money off of it, what we did to you. What we did to you is how you make your living. You never want it to end. You never want woke to end, because if it does, then what's going to happen to you? What's going to happen to me when woke ends is I'm still going to be doing comics. I'm just going to do comics at peace without fear. And it's terrifying. Like what happened to us is terrifying. I don't want it to happen to other people. And then the other thing is, I don't want it minimalized. I don't want to be gaslit over it. It's really super insulting. I know that SJWs, their way of kind of gaslighting and covering their tracks is to lie about it and say, what happened to you was good for you, like, or it never happened in the first place, or any of the things that they say. But somebody like Sean Gordon Murphy, I really like. That's like, dude, they tried to do it to you too. They tried to do it to you too, and you escaped it because you're way more talented than I am. I think your art is great. I think you're a terrific writer. And they didn't want to lose you. I guess they saw me as expendable. I bet they regret it now. But for whatever reason, you were able to survive that. And I think also you had to kiss a little ass. You had to jack off a couple of trannies, didn't you? To get through what they were trying to do to you. And then you sit there and tell me that, like, I'm in denial that woke is over because I, rely on it for a living. I don't. I just don't. That isn't what I want to do. I want it to be over, but it never will be. And to say that it is incredibly from a position of great privilege. You must feel now like you're untouchable. You must feel right now like they can't come and get you anymore. I think that's interesting. Christine Venner says, will you be shipping those single Wreck Planet and Dark Harvest comics once you finish shipping the Wreck Planet boxes? Yes. Yeah. The Dark Harvest book is almost finished. And it's good. It's much better than I thought it was going to be. Zorak says, you either sent me a second honeycomb box or I got drunk and ordered two, both in perfect condition. Well, enjoy. I'll bet you ordered two. Hopefully they didn't send two of them. I would be angry with them if they did that. We want to get finished quicker. Let me see. Don't stress too much, EVS. It'll all work out. I'm trying not to stress. What's the status of the Trump variant? Should be in this week. Trump variant is at the printer with the Blood Honey Chromium book. They're both being printed together because the interiors are both the same. And it should be in this week. So we got the mail and cut. All that stuff went to print at the same time. I understood that making an etched chromium book would take a little bit longer than just like the very simple cardstock cover, John Malin cover. So I'm expecting it this week, and I'll certainly let you guys know. I ordered twice as many of those as were ordered because I know I can sell them. When you guys see them, you will buy them. Tom Tuttle says, EVS revives. See how he rises. Yeah. I know that's your whole thing. I still got to read that. Finnegan's Wake, I think it is. Let me see. Dirtworm says it was a supply chain issues now. Last stream you blamed it on being too time consuming. Lol. We didn't have any bags and boards, Dirtworm. Sorry to tell you that. Let me see. Jose M says, when you going on PCC again to meet JDA's crush HCB? PCC to meet JDA's crush HCB. What's PCC? What is that, first of all? Phoenix Comic-Con is what I think of when I see PCB. Jack off a few trains, says Vito. No, trannies. Of course, I don't know if you got auto-corrected there. But it is true. Let me see. I love your trading cards. Who is your manufacturer? Says Preston Myers. To be honest with you, I'm not sure. I put that in the hands of one of my employees who makes the trading cards for me, which I appreciate. I don't have time to do that on my own to chase down the trading cards, so I get that done with some help. ASC presents. Oh, hello. That's mint salad. Is that mint salad? Do you sell the same 3 shirts that the Heather Swain figures wear for cosplay purposes? Mint salad. Oh, it is mint salad. Hello. What does she wear? She's got a. I really don't. One of them's just a red shirt, right? The other one's a chicken fry shirt. That's a prototype of a chicken fry shirt, but I haven't made an official one that looks like Heather's yet, and I guess I probably should. And the other one is just the Laughing Man logo. It's the All Caps Comics logo. We used to make those, but I haven't made them in a while. But I'm starting to think that maybe I should, because people really want chicken fry t-shirts. So I should actually do that. I will. And mint salad, hello. Great to have you in the audience. Trains. What? So you said it right, Vito? Okay. Can we get a comic skater on Hack the Movies? Says Cool Team 420. Yeah, Hack the Movies was really nice to me. Sent me a nice message, and is following the All Caps Comics Twitter account. So I would go on Hack the Movies if I was invited. I don't know what it is. Oh, Pop Culture Crisis. Texas Mofo. Oh, and HCB. I thought it would be Honeycomb Box, but it's Hannah something. Yeah, if I'm invited, I'll go there. Those guys were really great. Anytime they want me there, I will be there. I really will. It's expensive to bring me down. I don't, they got to fly me in and put me up and all that stuff. Hack the Movies is great, but you got to go to Philly. Well, that's, 20 minutes away. All right, here we go, guys. This is, and here's mint salad again. I am excited for a Heather cut chicken fry shirt. Yes, please do Hack the Movies, mint. Yeah, if I'm invited, I will. Wonder Girl says, Salty Cracker's wearing my favorite hoodie right now. He's so great. Like, he's low-key a big, like, Cyberfrog fan and a fan of mine. And it's like, I want to reach out to him and be like, Salty Cracker, like, why aren't we friends? I want to be your friend. But his YouTube channel's huge. One thing that I don't want to ever be is I don't want to be a zero on somebody else's super large channel. I don't want to be that guy. I see those guys who are just like hovering around for clout. I'm fine where I'm at. I got a pretty good channel, 145,000 subscribers. When I do a live stream, I can get up to 1,000 people watching, sometimes more if I'm being real gossipy. I don't want to be a zero on, I see these guys. I go on Yellow Flash's show because I like Yellow Flash a lot, but I feel like a zero on that show because he's got a much bigger audience than me. And I like Yellow Flash. I like to go on there and make jokes and stuff. And, so I go on there. But yeah, that's like me being a zero. I don't want to be that guy. So I'm not, I would love to be Salty Cracker's friend, but like I'm afraid that because I really think he and I would be friends. But I don't want to be a zero, so I just leave him be. Zero, more like a blimp. Yeah, social climber. I don't want to be a social climber. Jim Alaska goes, there you go again. What did I do? What did I say, Jim? How did I... Ethan is a zero on his own show, says Hendon Schneely. That's right, EBS. Be a zero on your own channel. I will. I like being a zero here. EBS is a highlight on Yellow Flash. Thank you, Mark. I appreciate that. I tell Yellow Flash, I'm like, when I go on your show, I'm gonna try to be funny. Okay, like I'm not just gonna be an orbiter who sits there quietly. I'm going to make jokes on your show and try to make your show better. And I think he appreciates it. So it's all good. Stormtrooper Julian Caesar says, any dinged and dented Unforgettable Tales hardcovers? Not that I know of, Stormtrooper Julian Caesar. But I haven't really looked. We haven't shipped any of them yet, so I don't know. I feel like we sold through them. I only printed 1,400 of them, and I don't know why the hell. I think I put in my order for those when we had only sold 800 of them, and I went 1,400 then. That seems right. And then, boom, a big sales push happened, and we got up to 1,200 copies, and I went, oh, no. And I warned you guys, and then you sold through all of them. We might have a few, but Yeah, I warn you guys, like Cyberfrog stuff is print to order. Like at some point, I kind of pull the trigger and just say that's it. Like this is the print run. We did it with the mail-in cover. We're doing a couple of things. Oh my God, Fearsome is underway. Can I just tell you that Fearsome is underway? I started writing it. The artist is our friend David Williams. David Williams right now is drawing Fearsome from my plot. So that's very, very, I should have told you that already. We got Fearsome, which is finally coming out. That is a horror superhero story that I've been talking about for a while. And I just went, with the success of John Malin's Black Riding Hood book that we did, let's go ahead and do it. Let's do 20-page books like that. And Fearsome, I think, is going to be part of Comicsgate Arena. The other thing is Helephant. It is going to be called Helephant. Somebody gave me a great idea. They said just switch the E's around to 3s. So it's like there's a 33 in there, and the 33 could mean something. Whether I think it's Helephant's pen that Helephant stays in. But then it's we dodged the trademark because it's not Helephant, it's H30. It looks more like Ethan Klein, doesn't it? H3 LL3. But yeah, it just makes more sense. So Helephant is going to happen. Scotty Richards is doing it. And Lynx, I haven't started Lynx yet, but I got to get the script for Lynx done so I can get EJ Moore just working on that. But I mean, one of the things that somebody was saying about me is they're just like, who was it? Tony, the pop culture kid, whatever the other frog guy is. He's got his own show. I like this guy, Tony. He said, you're never going to be a competitor, Ethan. All you do is Cyberfrog. The All Caps Comics needs to have more books that come out. And I'm just like, well, it's not going to be Cyberfrog because like I'm the only guy who's going to draw Cyberfrog, the Cyberfrog installments. But let's do Fearsome. So I got David Williams is drawing that right. I can't fucking wait to see David Williams drawing Fearsome. It's going to be fantastic. And if he's fast, we can put out as many books like that as we want. We probably put out 4 books a year. If David Williams is fast, we can put out 4 books a year of Fearsome. And Helephant is right now just a one-shot by Scotty Richards, but it's another nice book. Lynx will be an ongoing. And then we'll have We'll have like four titles. And then there's the Young Heather Swain Earth is for Everyone, who I have not told you who the artist is yet, but he's pretty good too. Really good. George Bonnie 90. Thanks for $5. I appreciate that. 33 is the number of dead clowns. Yeah, that was one of the ideas, like 33 corpses, but that really puts a limit on the damage that Helephant can do. I like it better that Helephant is in pen 33. That just makes more sense to me because we want to have like Helephant can do. If we say 33, that is the number of dead bodies. Helephant should be able to kill hundreds of people. So we don't want to put a limit on that. Is Fearsome free of trademark disputes, unlike the ISOM? Yes, I believe so. But if it isn't, I will double check. And if it isn't, we will. Fearsome actually looks like ISOM. I'm gonna do Fearsome in ISOM font. Look at that. Like it's very close. The 2 words sound a lot alike. I'm gonna have to get a Fearsome font like that looks like ISOM. That's funny. Ethan doesn't talk about it, but he's a juggalo. Man, you can picture that, can't you? Me being a juggalo. Josiah Haynes says Illuminati confirmed. Fearsome. That's my grandfather. My great-great-grandfather was named Fearsome. This is a tribute to my family. Got to understand. I'm contacting the Fearsome Corporation about this. Oh, shit. David Guffman says Ethan loves the smell of his own. I don't know why you'd say that about me. I'm not like that. I'm not that guy. The Church of Fearsome is going to be suing you. Listen, I'm a humble guy. I like when I have good ideas. And I have... Like I said, I was telling you guys last time, like I was going through the plot out loud of Cyberfrog 3 and, Dark Harvest, those characters in there, and made Andrea cry. And I knew I was doing a good thing. Delmar says, sell me a damn shirt already. Okay. All right. Hold on a second. Let's do, All right, I will do this and talk to you through it. Shirts. Let me solve this one because I don't think we've sold any of these yet. So that would mean that we have the most of these. Revised listing. Right now the shirts are $40 and I'm going to knock them down to 25. Okay? And I think that's good. And it's just going to be for today or until supplies run out. Is that it? Is that fair? Like if we run out of them, then we run out of them. But yeah, I'll just do it for the call this like a flash sale. I see. Revise your listing. How do we do this? You son of a b. Oh, here it is. Let me see. Attributes, pricing, quantity, 45. Edit. I edit right here. This will be good. Get a Comicsgate chart and get it at a discount, and we'll ship it out to you. Ship it out to you tomorrow. Got nothing to do. Gotta have like a Halloween sale. Oops. But what did I do there? Hold on a second. Let me refresh. I scooted the price over and knocked out the quantity. Oh, Andrew's going to be so proud of me. She's going to be like, what is this? How come we have all this money? I'm going to be like, because I was out there hunting and gathering like a man, selling T-shirts and selling Vespas toys, selling action figures. That's what men do for their women. Save and close. All right, we did that. We saved the price. And now let's go ahead and put a red called a flash sale. Flash sale. Here we go. All right. So this is the first one. First time we've ever put these T-shirts on sale. I think it's a good deal. These T-shirts are beautiful. They are high quality. They are amazing quality. So I think, oh, Andrew's saying we have, okay. Don't worry, babe, don't worry. Not these. All right, let me see here. These are amazing quality, and you will like them a lot. Where we go. All right. Copy. Flash sale. I'll put this in the... All right. So there you go. There's the T-shirts. Thank you very much for that. Thank you for reminding me about that. And once we'll keep those up for a little while, and then we'll move on. Paul Ogg says, Elephant rides from town to town in car 33 of the circus train. Yeah, something like that, Paul. Like, that's what it's all about. Texas Mofo says she was crying because you wouldn't shut up. There's some of that, too. There's some truth in all of this, unfortunately. Wait, there's still a Black Friday sale? There might be. Yeah, there might be something up there that is a Black Friday sale that I'd never fixed. I don't know. I go through it and I always look. I try to correct everything, but there might still be one. If there is one, enjoy. Let me see. EVS, keep making Star Wars videos. Here's Eric Weathers. Hello, Eric. How are you? What's up, my friend? All right, so let's go to this video here and let's start watching this thing. It's going to be insufferable. I know it. I really don't like PERCH. Do this to myself.
Hey everybody, this is PERCH. I'm back with Sean. Sean, how are you?
Dude, I've been thinking about it, and I need to run this by you, but I feel like in the last 20 years, everyone has made money off of superhero comics, except for comics. So since all the movies, all the CGI, we had the biggest moment in the comics in the last 20 years. We had 2 decades to make money off of this.
Yep.
Movies made money, video games made money, pajamas, t-shirts, belt buckles, statues,
took
toys.
You 1 hour to start
Everyone made money off of superhero comics, except for the comics themselves. I mean, I almost want to get in a time machine and go back and...
Yeah, but Sean, you made money from superhero comics. When you say, and certainly DC and Marvel did too. And also, you know, they always make, DC always tends to make 3.6 million, wait, No, $360 million a year. That's what they make. That's what DC Comics makes on their comic books. They make it every single year. And the reason why is because they just sort of adjust the number of reprints, adjust the number of variant covers, inflate the price of the comics, decrease the materials. They ship out their comics without bags and boards, wrapped in bubble wrap. This is how they save money. Neon Knight Rider says, is the kid in Rainbow the Brute also Rainbow the Brute's son because he has no dad? You mean by RB, you mean Rainbow the Brute? No, he has a dad. It's Rainbow the Brute. He's the product of a one-night stand who was raised by a woman. You're going to see all about that. It's a lot of fun. So they do make money, and you made money too. It's just that, you know, other people are not making money, I guess.
Do some revisionist history and start to like play a game of Civilization where you know the moves ahead of time and start figuring out, just to tell the industry, listen, you have 20 years.
Sean Gordon Murphy looks like survivalist Nick Rekieta. Am I wrong about that? Am I saying the wrong thing by saying that? Does he not look like Nick Rekieta if he were on The Walking Dead? At least in this image, anyway. That's just kind of interesting. Doug says, oh my God. Like, I think he just realizes. Skull Eater says, but you literally just sent my order without bags and boards. I know, dude. I'm making fun of myself. All right, hold on. He does. All right. Serial killer rackets. All right. I thought I was right. I usually am. All right, here we go.
Years of a boom coming. You guys need to get ready because there is some money coming in.
Come on.
Is it possible to do that? Like if I got you a DeLorean and you went back, what would you do to harness the potential of what we just went through for the past 20 years to maximize the dollars?
Oh, yeah, to maximize the dollars. I mean, I maximize my own dollars. I'd invest in Amazon and Google, and then I take that money and I get all the prostitutes I can find.
Right. There you go.
That's what I would do.
So it's the year 2000, right? X-Men 1 has been a hit.
Yeah.
You know that in 2008, you've got Iron Man, but you've got a few good superhero movies starting to build up. What do you say to Marvel and DC?
Yeah, so the crazy thing is, it's 3 decades, not 2. So what a lot of people, you know, you're actually making a perfect point because in the 90s.
Eric Huffle says, I don't think I can survive this video. There's a lot of, how could we fix things? You can't fix anything, man. I'm late. Thanks for the Sunday CG breakdown. What do you mean, nervous breakdown that I just had? Looks like Sean Gordon McFarlane, says Beard Gazmatron. Sunday CG breakdown. Yeah, I like that a lot. SGM is not a smart man. He's so talented. You know what? I swear to God, like we really just, artists just, here's the thing. You know what I got from being a YouTuber? The ability to express myself and to actually be able to talk. That's what I got from being a YouTuber. Not a whole lot of money, even though I've made a shit ton of money. Don't get me wrong. I really have. But what I got from this is not being a wallflower, weirdo, creep. And I think, you know, when I'm in public places, Andrea will tell you this. I am the belle of the ball. I talk to people and stuff. I'm like, hey, how you doing? And I smile like this at them. Hey, what's up? Yeah. Now, I couldn't have done that. See the charm that I was just exuding there? You see that? Couldn't have done that, you know, 20 years ago. P. Callan says, he looks like Craven the... he looks like Craven the Cokehead. Speed it up. I will. I'm going to speed it up. By the way, this image of Zorro isn't one that Sean drew. That's a variant cover by somebody else. EVS is the most adorable girl there. I'm not a girl. I'm not a girl. If you can't stand Perch, invite him in, says Aubrey. I'm not inviting him in here. EVS is oozing with charm, says Marilyn. Yes, oozing. I like the word oozing. I think that describes me. So Ethan's saying he was a weirdo creep before YouTube? 100%. I still kind of am a weirdo creep in a way. PTP drew that Zorro. No, he did not. PTP doesn't get to do Zorro. They from what I understand, they sent him a cease and desist. Like, he's not going to get to do a Zorro book for some reason. I don't know why that is, but and Cowboy says Perch thinks we're racist. That's great. How could we possibly be considered racist in this day and age? Give me a break. We're not racist at all. Not one single bit. Look at how well I treat everyone. How could you call me racist? Ethan Zeus is just pie filling. Yeah. Yeah, from what I hear, yeah, he did receive a cease and desist. Like, you thought that, Zorro was in the public domain, but I want you to understand that Sean Gordon Murphy is doing Zorro because he licensed the character. There's actually people who are keeping track of Zorro that own Zorro, and they don't want just anybody doing Zorro, okay? That's the whole thing. Still cringing at the moist with charm bit. I didn't say that. You guys said that. I didn't say moist with charm. Hey, E, I got my comics Gate apparel a week ago. The mail and cut on Saturday, and more action figures by the end of this week. Keep up the good work. We're shipping like crazy. Don't get me wrong. There are people out there that still have not received their orders, but you should be rest assured that we are shipping every single day except for Sunday, which is not our fault. We're doing everything that we can. Everything that we can. Even shipping without bags and boards. I can't win. Oh, well. At least I try. That's an important thing.
The comics, the bottom dropped out from under it. But outside of comics, the X-Men movies were making money. There was Hollywood deals were being made. Universal struck a big deal for the theme park. There were a lot of big money deals being made in comics all over the place, even when comics, quote unquote, broke. And the comic stopped busting everything else. It's been that long. And so if you could go back to year 2000 and look at it, you'd say, what happened in the last 10 years is only going to go up from here. And so what did you learn? Well, the biggest thing you learned was don't give away your value. And in this case, the value was the newsstand. And it was kind of retreating back into a tiny little clubhouse. And I'm saying this as a retailer. That retreat into the clubhouse took you out of all mainstream conversations.
Right.
You basically let the movies and the video games and everything else run with it. You just licensed off your IP because you needed the cash, because you basically sold away all your value by going back to the clubhouse, the small retail shop that you felt comfortable with.
Right.
And so the thing, hold on to that. It's been really easy to hold on to some of that value. You could have easily avoided it.
Right. So maybe this isn't what you're saying, but you could say to Marvel and DC, listen, we're going to need a digital strategy by 2008.
Sure.
But we have 8 years. So right now I need you to work on getting your big box contracts back. I need you to start thinking about selling books outside of the direct market.
Yep.
Is that what you're saying?
100%. Yeah.
Okay.
But be creative about it. Maybe the floppy isn't the big box store product. The Tonkabon, which we see now, is. So do something that's more like a digest. I mean, you had those Archie digest books, like primordial Tonkabon manga.
Right.
Just go all in on that. Just make your stuff there. Whatever. Stop listening to in many cases, the people in the comic industry. So that's the other thing you do. You fire like 75% of people in comics. You just let them retire gracefully rather than stinking.
So let's get back to this later, because you and I want to talk about how come people they don't leave comics even when they fail.
Yeah, Sean Gordon Murphy disses me in this video.
Just get back into big box stores. Get back into the regular stores where normies are. 2.
Here's the thing, like, it is important that people diss me. If you're talking about comics, your opinion about me is important and it needs to be noted. That's how relevant I am. I am so relevant. Your opinion, when you're talking about the health and strength of the comic book industry, you need to mention me. So what is your opinion about me? Holy Hand Grenade says, Frogfather, please stream for 7 hours. Thanks. We'll see. Jose M says, sell a chicken fry hat like if you worked at an In-N-Out. Chicken fry hat. Well, okay. I mean, I don't see why not. Aviator Surge says, Uncle E, Starblade's Volume 1 was a good story. Will Kyle ever do Volume 2 and on? Is he still on the fence? Are you able to make it if Kyle doesn't want to? I don't own Starblades. Kyle owns it. So I couldn't do it without his permission. And I don't know if I want to try to do it without him. He's got to do it. Kyle is heavily burdened right now with the health of his father, and he's having difficulty getting work done. I will tell you that right now. He is going to color Cyberfrog 3, but when it comes to Fearsome, I'm going to have to hire a different colorist to get that done. When it comes to other books, I'll probably be using some of my other colorists to do that, because Kyle has to color Cyberfrog, but he's having trouble. So I don't want him to. I don't want to saddle him with too much work. I would love him to do Starblades too. When I mention it to him, and I have mentioned it to him, he says, "I'm really like, stressed out at home." So that's Kyle's thing, and I hope he does get to do it, and I hope things work out. Sport Nugget for $10 says all comics need to do to rake in the cash was write their flagship characters well. I didn't get into comics because Iron Man was dead, Captain America was Hydra, and Superman was Clark's bisexual son. Yeah, I mean, that's how everybody feels. Thank you for $10, by the way. That's how I think everybody feels about it, and that was the big problem. These comics were unreadable. Jesus, he's going to force poor Kyle to color his gay frog book. What a dick. Well, I think he needs the money. I mean, he doesn't have to if he doesn't want to, but I think he's counting on it. Like it's an income, that he needs. So I wouldn't take it away from him. And he's so good that I don't want anybody else if I can get Kyle. So, I pay him really well. It's his favorite. He says it's his favorite gig. So I certainly, we certainly are going to work together as long as he wants. All right.
Is get ready for a manga, because that's going to be a big thing. Like, start prepping your manga tankobon stuff now.
I mean, go the other way. Get this stuff translated. Hire some of the artists over there when they were cheap over in Japan. So when you had that first boom, and then start flooding the market there. Go outside the U.S. Be everywhere you can be. And your goal is to be omnipresent with comics.
Okay.
So that if there was ever a movie conversation, game conversation, t-shirt, whatever it happens to be, you're there. You're in that spot, and you are the captain of that ship.
Right.
So what would you say to Image then at this time? Because now on the horizon is Saga and Walking Dead. So you would almost want to advise Image, you're going to have these two massive hits. Try to figure out ways to monetize it. Maybe do spinoffs. I mean, I don't know if Brian K. Vaughan wants to do spinoffs.
Boy, I'm really irritated by the word monetize, and I want that to go away as soon as possible. You want to monetize it. I first heard that from Jamal Igle talking about way back in 2014, 2013. I want to monetize my art. And I was like, monetize, money-atize? Monetize. And then this whole thing about monetizing your haters. And I was like, no, wait a second. If I could monetize my haters, that'd be terrific. I'd like to take money right out of the pockets of my haters, but that's not what it is. You're sitting there complaining about your haters, and then your fans are paying you to complain. So you're monetizing your fans. Wait a second here. Monetize. How about if you just entertain people, and every now and then somebody will pay you? I like that idea. The word monetize, though, is kind of jumping the shark. Samba Gogo says, play at 9,000 speed. Money is fungible, says Hendon Schneely. That is correct. Monetize. I want to monetize my haters.
Better way for Image to have made money, even though these movies weren't necessarily Image movies.
No, there was. I mean, Walking Dead made a lot of money, and it made a lot of money in trades, and so did Saga. But even there, if you think about what a strategy would have looked like, and Saga and Walking Dead would have had problems in big box stores with kids and everything else. But
that's fair. Yeah.
If you still doubled or tripled the footprint, I think it'd been very easy for somebody like Kirkman to make 5x the money. Because what happened is when the TV show hit and the comic went up, and I mean, he had a hit on his hands, it still was slow to grow. And he, for all the good moves he did, he made lots of them. AMC and that production house still kind of reap more rewards in a lot of ways.
3D Robin,
they were steering
monetizing the hat.
That cadence. Kirkman and Image were running around behind it with graphic novels for sale, and they sold a lot. But if they had lined up this distribution better, they would have sold 5 to 10 times the amount.
Sport Nugget says, "I hate you. You can monetize me."
It's amazing that Walking Dead
I think I
sort of came along at a great time where television needed to change. And AMC, a zombie movie that never ends. Who would have thought that would have been hitting the mainstream zeitgeist or whatever? And I know Robert did well on it, built a company, and he's optioned off a lot of things. But I can't help but think there was some more potential that was missed. Maybe not on Robert's part.
He's like a billionaire
now.
now.
Vaughn or Fiona, but Image in general, I don't know. I just surprised that they Image wasn't able to expand and become a stronger company during those years.
I agree. So somebody asked me the other day, is Image a shell company? And that was kind of the wrong term. What they meant by that is it a holdings company? And basically, and it's kind of what they're trying to be, where they are going to shepherd a bunch of properties. But the problem is, you do all the work. So you being the creator, there's actually very little that they're doing to make the 1 + 1 = 3 math.
I'm sorry. I respect these guys so much. all due respect. I like to say all due respect because, respect is fungible. So I like to say all due respect. Let me check in on Cyberfrog Dark Harvest. Cyberfrog Dark Harvest right now. This is one of our Halloween specials is going on right this moment. You can go and back Cyberfrog Dark Harvest. Anything that you want. You back it at any. I want a copy of Dark Harvest. I want a copy of Blood Honey Chrome. These are all pretty cheap. I want a Salamandroid Death Sting. I want Rokofor. I want Kelsey Shannon's Death Sting. I want a copy of Wreck Planet. I want all 3 Death Stings here. I want 5 copies of Dark. We don't have very much stuff up here. Don't worry. I'm going to be putting the brand new version of 1998, The Diary of Heather Swain, with 2 different variant covers, full size. That's going to go on this campaign soon, which should push us over 300,000. That'd be nice. But anyway, you can back anything here, and when you do, you'll go to the checkout, and there'll be an add-on situation. You can add on a Vespis action figure. You can add on one of these Mama Jamas right here, a Forager, a discount Forager, and it is, I think it's, did I say $30? I think it is $30 when these are normally $75. It's a special Halloween deal. You can add on a Vespis Forager at a discount price. Also, a discount 90s Cyberfrog for $25. You have to make a purchase first, and then you can get that special discounted deal. Limited time until Halloween, then we'll take that right down. Same kind of situation is happening over at Cyberfrog 3 Red Extermination, which hopefully you guys have already backed. If you back Cyberfrog 3 Red Extermination right now, you can also pick up a Vespis Forager at checkout, any tier that you want. Okay, so go ahead and just back one of those, get a Vespis Forager at more like 60% off. It's crazy. Fuck, it is crazy. What the fuck am I doing? All right, let's get back to talking comic business with Sean Gordon Murphy and friends.
You bring something, you market it, you do. They'll do a little bit of effort, and they'll handle the distribution, getting into Diamond, getting the stores, and all the rest, which is nice. But if you think about it, they had their act together. They could be making a lot of the movie deals. They would be driving the video game things. Certainly the license with the creator, but they could bundle these pieces together, not crossovers, but just organize a portfolio.
Yeah.
Why aren't they going to Walmart and saying, we're going to bring you 5 books a month, and we're going to curate it, we're going to land it, it's going to be all on us, we take care of that. And like a true holdings company, you take these smaller entities, you combine them together, and you make something bigger out of it instead of just kind of pushing it along.
Yeah, it seems like Image is happy to follow within the wake of Marvel and DC, but they are innovative in that they're willing to do stuff that's not superhero-y, but they're not innovative or risk-taking enough to step outside their wake and try to innovate the market itself.
Not at all. Yeah, I mean it's 8 minutes and we haven't done a super big hot take here, but this is the fundamental thing that keeps repeating with comics is we keep going back to this world where I'm convinced a lot of the people, particularly people running it, they want the clubhouse. They just want the cozy place. It's like being in high school and having your D&D club. They don't want it to be mainstream.
PT plagiarizer.
Their space. And so they make decisions.
Drew with Comics Elite. Oh, what's up? Holy shit, Drew!
If they grow, smart people.
Oh my God, Drew just sent me samples of Unholy Nightmare. The artwork is just fucking awesome. Drew says, speaking of Halloween, Unholy Nightmare #1 launches on Halloween night. Action-packed superhero horror story, very much in the 1990s Image style. Drew, the book looks great. I wish you the best of luck. Thank you for sending me preview art so I could check it out. You're doing great stuff over there, brother. I'm very proud of you. Yellow Flash is here. He says, I can't stand Fence Sitter Perch. Fence Sitter. Oh, my God. Ethan Van Wanger says, Shadowhawk Talks. Now, you listen to me, Shadowhawk Talks. Andros says, this is boring as shit. Oh, hold on a second here. We got somebody working on, we got the logo artist working on the logo for Elephant right now. Maybe we'll have something to show you. Prater7 says, you missed my super chat. You got to be kidding me. Let me go through and look at super chats really quick and see, what I might have missed here. I don't want to miss any super. You guys, thank you for sending these super chats. This is incredible. Sell me a damn shirt already. Okay, we got that one. George Bonnie, thank you for this. Prater7. Few times I've seen Flashcast with you on it. You've been its savior. You hear that, Yellow Flash? Yes. Yeah, I mean, listen, I feel weird, I'm not somebody who wants to chase clout. Yellow Flash is a way bigger YouTuber than I am. So I told him, I was like, you let me be on your show, I will do my best to be funny. and bring attention to your show. I try to do that for him. He's a good guy. I like Yellow Flash a lot. Literature Devil says, for $10, this gives me an idea. Want to do an interview for my channel, not a live stream. I actually want to talk about Cyberfrog story, characters, etc. I can't wait until you're done shipping Right Planet. Yeah, let's do it, man. Thanks for $10. I would love to do that. That sounds like fun. I mean, when Right Planet is done shipping, I want to go through it myself as well and just talk about it, like do a commentary track. But I'd love to talk to you about it. I'm just here for comics. When suddenly the voice speaks about cuckold porn, says he can go kitty claws all day for ego. Who's doing that? Nobody's doing that. Here's Drew says, thank you, Ethan. That means a lot. Yeah, you bet, man. You're doing great comics, and you know there are a lot of people who are trying to do indie comics right now, and you know many of them are very, very good. Yours is very, 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 very good. That's 4 berries. So I'm impressed with you, and bring you on the show. Are you afraid to be seen with me, Drew? Urashima Taru says, what's the point of Perch and Sean Gordon Murphy retreading this? I don't know, man. I don't know. I just know that they say some silly things in here about me, so I want to get to that part. But I don't know where it is. I don't know where it is that they're saying stuff about me. It's interesting, though. I like when people say things about me, good and bad.
People are going to come in, they're going to lose control. But the reality is they already lost it.
Yeah, it's funny. Trying to think where I want to go with this now. Well, let me ask you this. So 2008, we have the Marvel universe. And you, because you're from the future, you could tell Marvel you're going to be bought by Disney.
Yeah.
So there's a massive potential here. You're going to change Hollywood in ways like we've never seen. Even though you're a relatively small slice of the pie for Disney, maybe you should lobby Disney for more funding to increase the sizes of your office, increase your staff, get better talent, invest. Like, get ready for this. Don't spoil this moment, because
I wish I could increase my staff.
A lot of this.
So they did. I think
I tug on it all the time.
Talking with somebody, and they had this crazy idea, and at first I dismissed it, but actually it would have worked. So one of the things that Marvel should have done prior to the sale, and they would have to have some foresight to do it, is they should have, as a
Yellow Flash is off the wall. Holy shit!
And given the creator stock in that company. And the value to that would have been, or where it would have changed the entire math, is when Disney bought them, they would convert those shares, and so creators would have, in effect, Disney shares.
Right.
And so Disney, it would have been a different relationship. And before you say, hey, Disney would never do that, they do that all the time, actually. They buy companies.
Even with freelancers?
Yes, even with freelancers.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Particularly in entertainment, many of the entities that Disney's bought, the freelancers or the producers or the people involved have equity.
Right.
And so where that changes the equation is suddenly that equity is a publicly traded company. It's a lot more valuable. And because it's sitting out there, Disney's going to treat that company a lot differently too. There's like a material reason to manage it well. So what you would have seen is like the various leadership at Marvel would not have been allowed to continue fucking around like they have.
Right.
And they would put actual portfolio management in there, because now it's material to their company. So that would have helped everybody. Of just
now hold on a second here. This is an important question. Parker Luck, what's that, Matt Bird? Says, Ethan, how can I get wave 1 of toys since the funding is off Indiegogo after Halloween? No, I didn't say that. What are you going to dress up as for Halloween? Are you streaming then? I think I will. I think I might dress as Cookie Monster for Halloween. I'm not 100% sure yet, but it might be Cookie Monster. And no, the wave 1 of toys is going to still be there on Indiegogo after Halloween, but this special deal isn't going to be. That's all it is. You go to Electric Blue Cyberfrog, you can get wave 1 of toys, and make sure that you do get it. It is awesome. We're shipping them right now. But on the other campaigns, on Dark Harvest and Cyberfrog 3 Red Extermination, you can get the rare Vespis Forager. Understand there are 2 different foragers, or 2 different Vespas. There's the soldier and there's the forager. The forager has green eyes and black legs, and it's a paint variant, right? But there are only 25% of the print run is the forager. So they're the rare one. You can get one of the rare Vespis action figures right now for $30 plus shipping with any purchase from Dark Harvest or Cyberfrog 3 Red Extermination. Ordinarily, they're $75. And after Halloween, they will go back to being only $75. You won't be able to get them for $30 again. Also, you can get a Cyberfrog, a 90s Cyberfrog for $25 with any purchase on the Dark Harvest campaign as well. You can get both of those if you want to. Dark Harvest campaign. Does that make sense? But you'll still be able to get the wave 1 of toys after Halloween. Don't you worry about that. All right, let me see. EVS should dress up like Mags Visaggio for Halloween. Why? Why? Let me see. I love my 90 Cyberfrog figure, my modern frog, and I had another modern, so I gave it to a friend, and he likes the figure. Hey, thanks, Christopher Bouchard. Yeah, they're getting great reviews. People who get the toys love the toys, and I think it's something for comic skaters to sort of be proud of. You know, not to toot my own horn, but like, look at what I did. Look at what I did. No, look at what we did together. This is amazing, guys. We using crowdfunding did something that no indie comic book company has been able to do. They just haven't been able to do this by themselves. There are toy companies that will license and make, but there's no indie toy company. There's no indie company right now that's making comics that can afford to make their own action figures. We did that. We did that together. And by the way, the action figures are great. They're not cheap, embarrassing pieces of shit. They're actually really good. They're highly articulated. They look just like Cyberfrog. The feet are really fun to play with. The Heather sculpt is beautiful. And the Vespis is really, really impressive and fun to play with. We did a great job. You can be proud of that. That's something to be proud of. And make sure that you have a set of the toys. Go to the Electric Blue Cyberfrog variant campaign. Get all of the toys. Or just get a Vespis and a 90s Cyberfrog off of the Dark Harvest campaign with any purchase. It's a really nice discount. Think about it this way. Buy something from Dark Harvest, and you're going to get a Vespis and a Cyberfrog for $55 combined. That's amazing. All right, let me get back to these geniuses talking about comics.
Making better decisions, having better people steer it. And
Right.
it would change the entire behavior around.
I love it.
So what I really like about this, because we've gone from 2000 to 2010 in our experiment here, right?
Sure.
And you've already made a lot of significant improvements. We haven't even mentioned the word woke yet. It has nothing to do with content. But getting into content a little bit, would you have then encouraged Marvel DC to create books that match what's on the screen? So you can have Thor be a lady, but you should probably have a classic Thor to sell to normies who just watch the movie. More of that stuff.
This is like your boy Zach talking points from 6 years ago. You know, the worst part of this is that there are a lot of people saying things that your boy Zach said way back when and arriving at these conclusions as though they are geniuses. Even though they wanted to kill him back then, they're doing it to me too. I hear people saying things that, like I said, eventually everybody does what I tell them to do. A lot of these zeros, I sit there and say, you're not doing anything. You know, you're not actually doing anything. You need to actually be doing something. If you want to make a change in the culture war, you actually do need to create something. Oh, shut up, Ethan. Nah, you're a snake. They're all doing what I told them to do now. All of them. They're all trying to do stuff. They know I'm right. I'm always right. They just don't want to hear it from me. And I don't know why not. I'm charming. I smile. Like that. I smile at them. I don't know why they don't want to hear it from me. They do what I say. I told those guys. I told the Iconic boys. I said, listen, you baguettes. I said, you can't just do Trump parody books all the time. They're going to age like milk. There's going to be a point where Trump is no longer president and the meme isn't funny anymore. You got to do your own superhero comics with a unique character that you create. And they said, shut up, you. And then they said, we're trying to find information to destroy Ethan Van Sciver. I am the glove. You are the fist. And I said, what the fuck? And now look. Now look at what they're doing. Exactly what I told them to do. And by the way, they're better off for it. Stop fighting me and just say, you know what, Ethan's right. For once, just admit that I had a point. And then I would like somebody to say, you know what, I don't like Ethan, but he's right. I'm just going to, instead of fighting him, I'm just going to do what he advises. SS member here. Well, don't say that. Are we subscribe star? Are we going to see new cards? Yes, we are working on new cards. Mange Truck, Cabby Davis. There will be other benefits soon. I haven't updated my subscribe star since like September, and I really need to get over there and do it. So goddamn busy. You know what I want to do is just make videos exclusively for subscribe star as well. Little videos. just listen to what I say. I'm telling you the truth. Like, I'm usually correct about things. And eventually you will arrive at my conclusion. And then you'll hope that everybody forgot about who told you to do that. But they won't, because I'll remind them. I will remind them that I'm the one who said, do this. Spellsock says, oh, wait, hold on a second. I missed it. Right when I'm being self-aggrandizing, I need to retweet an insult about myself from you guys. And I missed it that time. Shut up, Ethan, says, how's your father? Well, there it is. Pointy nose, says Spell Socks. You're too fat to listen to, says a wall. Andrew is watching this right now. I am the glove. You are the fist. He is the Vaseline, says Urashima Ataru. God, that was weird. Uncle E, are the Forgers similar in size to the Salamandroid figure? No. Remember, if you look at like Salamandroid, if you look at the team up cover there, see Salamandroid's actually holding a Vespis. Like you can see that he's holding a. See how big Salamandroid is compared to a Vespis. So they're all in proportion, right? Salamandroid's going to be a big, big toy. And I don't know if, I hope I'll be able to make him. I hope so. I have to crowdfund him. I have to say, I need money. Please give me money. Hi, Andrea, says Jabez. By the way, people are saying Andrea is better than me. I know she is. Why would I marry somebody worse than me? That'd be the dumbest thing. You want to marry somebody who's better than you. That's what I did. Do Sal only, says Matt Cisco. Like, what do you mean? Oh, just like the campaign. I am. The campaign is only going to be Salamandroid. And that's going to be January of 2025. We'll do that. Get that moving. We're doing Rainbow the Brute, though. We got a Rainbow the Brute action figure underway right now. I should be seeing something soon, I hope.
I think it would have more pure alignment. I mean, the challenge there is that, the creators are going to be ahead of the movies. The movies are going to take 3 to 4 years to produce, and you can't just have the comics in a holding pattern and wait for this movie to come out. But I think you would have seen more of almost stylistic alignment. The other thing I think you would have seen is, if suddenly there's equity in the mix and there's, real portfolio management people who are really in charge from the editorial department, you would not have a company that's sticking around with 80 variant covers. Right. You would have had a company instead that says, hey, everybody knows Spider-Man. You make sure there's 4 Spider-Man books on the shelf, and you make sure there's a Moon Knight people recognize. Well, not Moon Knight, it's a terrible example, but a Cap and a Thor, like the core characters, you would have never seen them experiment outside of what is worldwide recognizable.
Right.
Now, a lot of creators would say, well, that sucks. I mean, what happens to creative freedom and all the rest? I don't know. Everybody's making money. So I think you get lots of creative freedom when you're rich.
Right. And then another part of this
18
experiment is you want to tell Marvel and DC
18
to get a
inches
digital
tall
strategy together, because by 2010 to 12 is when
big
e-readers and all that started becoming much bigger, and it made more sense to focus on that. And they haven't done that now.
Can you play this at 75 speed? I can't understand his mumbling.
Yes,
I will do that. Hold on.
Steve Jobs was on Disney's board.
Right.
And so he's there pushing the iPhone and tablet readers and everything else in technology. And Disney went in on it. The parks converted over to tech.
Yeah.
Disney is relatively tech forward in what they do as a kind of a park entity.
Yeah.
But they've allowed Marvel just
no, I did not unban Amergad
over there, and I
don't
really do think
I don't think I banned
back
her.
to they don't have to spend much to operate it.
Right.
They don't have to really get involved. There's
all right,
no
I can't
real
take it.
equity. Very few people in the management team even get equity. I mean, I have no idea if Tom Brevoort gets Disney stock, but I would tend to doubt it.
Right.
No, of course he doesn't.
But what's really interesting about all this is we probably skimmed over the first 15 years of the movies from 2000 to 2015, right before Trump got elected, when the woke stuff really started. And I think you laid out a really compelling case for why comics was already way off the rails.
Let me hit you with this idea, guys. Let me hit you with this idea. Video games and movies replaced comics. What do you think of that? That's some revolutionary thinking. The idea that movies and video games could be advertisements for comics, which are much more expensive and require more work to enjoy, right? What if it didn't matter what we published in the comic books? Once the movies started coming out, that scratched the superhero itch for most people. And so people stopped buying comics. Didn't matter what was in them. What do you think of that? What do you think of that? And you know what? Copy what I just said. And why don't you pretend that you came up with it? Because that's what's going to happen. You know what I think happened? Instead of just copying what Michael Bancroft animated and that whole theory, why don't you copy what I just said? It'll take you a couple of years before it sinks in. How about if instead of the idea that the movies and the comics didn't match, what if the crossover audience was negligible? And what if people just went, you know what? I like the movies better than the comics anyway, and I can see these movies, and really that's all I need. I don't need to be reading the comics to get my fantasy. I'll buy the Spider-Man video game. I will go to the Spider-Man movies, and that's it. And Marvel is going to, the MCU and the DCEU, they're going to crank out enough movies. There's a new superhero movie every single goddamn month. So I don't need to buy the comics anymore. What if that's what happened? Seems like that's more likely. It seems like it's more fun to play a video game. Seems like it's easier to watch a movie, than it is to read a book. And the movies are usually better anyway. Shadow Hawk Talks. Let me see. Very pleased with everything I've received so far. Extremely disappointed in undercut pricing on flash sales. You said you would never do it. I do it all the time, but I give you limited opportunities. We always do flash sales. You have to be here in the chat to receive them. And they're limited to certain items. Urashima Taru says, woke stuff started well before Trump. SGM Utard. Well, it might be true. I don't know if you needed to call him a tard, though. Try to think about things a different way.
How a lot of the problems that we are going to be facing from 2015 on, the seeds are planted for disaster.
Yeah, you're kind of done at that point because the content, I always have felt, and I lots of people disagree. It's
the only place that you could get superhero stories before 2000, before the year 2000, really, was comic books. There were a few comic book movies, but not too many in the 90s. Not too many, and they weren't very good. Remember the Spawn movie? Wasn't very good. Fantastic Four by Roger Corman. Not very good. So comic books thrive and flourish when there is no other alternative. When there is an alternative, people tend to choose that alternative. It's just superior. Not everybody wants to be a reader. And that took a big chunk out of our audience. It could, it's not really happening to a manga. Anime and manga just kind of go hand in hand. Did you just say the movies are better than the comics? Josiah Haynes says, yes, I did say that. And that is a big reason why everybody is terrified at Marvel and DC, because in the olden days, people used to say, they'll never fire us. They'll never get rid of us. They can't because we're cheap research and development for stories. And then the Hollywood can mine for content. And then what happened is it turns out that like James Gunn can write better superhero stories than almost anybody that we have in comics. These are Hollywood storytellers, people who know how to tell stories, people who can accept criticism and take notes. They learn how to tell hero's journey stories. And they're just better. They're just better, superior. Sorry, not better than me. I mean, I'm better than all of them, but they're better than most people in comics. You can't hold a movie, says Courtney's Fellowship of Oddballs. That's not true. Blu-rays. You can hold Blu-ray and DVDs. Let me see. James Gunn is gay, says Craig Speck. Yeah, he probably is gay. Calling Me Triggered says it's just how bad the comics got. You think that's the issue? Zack Snyder is better than James Gunn, says Jedi Knight. Well, I mean, they work together very well, those two. The Dawn of the Dead movie was great.
Because what preceded it were all these bad decisions.
Right.
And so then you're getting into, well, what's this super political, super woke book that's going out on the stands?
Right.
It doesn't really matter at that point because it's being sold inside the small retail shop footprint.
Right.
I mean, like Well, I always think here, is it any big surprise that some creators make the content they do? I
Sorry,
mean,
Courtney.
if you live in Portland and you're going to your local Portland shop,
Right.
I got news for you. That is what the retailer and a lot of the core clientele would want.
Mhm.
So you are in effect writing what your customers want. The problem is it's at such a tiny scale.
Yeah.
It just doesn't matter.
Yeah, I wonder, don't get me wrong, this super crazy liberal woke stuff that's meant to dunk and bash people that don't think like you, that content is not helping.
No.
And the act of hiring someone who works at a comic book shop to be an editor, and they only hire their friends, so you have cronyism, and they're on these message boards reinforcing their so-called wokeness. That's not helpful either. And then you throw in Brie Larson and whatever. Like, no wonder we have this game show on YouTube of these channels that claim to be review channels, but really they're just WWF announcers, and they just want to cover the body slams. They're not really about comics. They're not really trying to serve the industry. They're about serving themselves, and that's okay. But I feel like what we have here is not a content.
Well, nobody wants to really talk about the comics, though, Sean. You know, if the comics were really interesting and good, we would talk about them. I try to. I try to do reviews of the comics, and I don't really have much to say about them. I would like to. Sometimes when I'm alone, I sit there and I think to myself, boy, I'd really like to change my YouTube channel into a channel that discusses the merits of comics, the current comics that are coming out from the mainstream. Let's talk about, and let's surprise people. Instead of just like bashing shit, let's actually talk about good comics. And then I think about that. Man, then I try it. It doesn't really work. Like most of the comics are not really that good. And the ones that are, I don't really have too much to say in terms of effusive praise. They're just moderately okay. And maybe I'll read Zorro, Man of the Dead, and I'll just be like, I want to talk about this all day. You know, when I looked at the artwork for Zorro, Man of the Dead, I did have effusive praise for it. I said, look at the way Sean Gordon Murphy, has this kind of Citizen Kane style of just like extreme foreground and extreme focus all the way to the background. Everything's in extreme focus all the time. A lot of detail, a lot of information goes into his artwork. It's really impressive. That's what I said about that. But I don't have too much more to say. Yurash Mataru says, so-called. They name themselves woke, SJW, etc. There's a lot of gaslighting here, I know. A lot of covering of tracks. We only made it to Iceman 3 or 4. We made it to 4. I tried to do 5, and it was that Iceman book made them pissed. Issue 5 was like, I literally had nothing to say about it. I read it, and it was just like, I'm glad this is over. I don't really have a comment. Murphy Zorro looks like his best work yet. Yeah, I agree. He's like really, yeah, I agree. I think he's enjoying himself. Hey, by the way, we have a flash sale going on right now while we still can on the eBay store for this particular Comicsgate shirt, marked down to $25. And it won't last long. I'm sure that we will sell out of these. So go over there and choose your size, get a shirt at a discount, and enjoy. You got to have a Comicsgate logo shirt. You got to do that. And also Dark Harvest right now. Dark Harvest campaign, Cyberfrog. If you back anything on this campaign, just anything, just make any sort of purchase that you'd like to, you'll have an opportunity at checkout to also back a Vespis Forager at an extreme discount, like $30. You can get a Forager added to your order. They're normally $75. So it's a really nice incentive for those of you who are thinking about backing Dark Harvest. Maybe getting a copy of Wrecked Planet, maybe getting one of the Blood Honey Chromium books. I do not miss the Blood Honey Chromium book. Get one of these. If you do that now you can add on either a Vespis Forager at a discount to your order, or you can even add on a 90s Cyberfrog figure for $25 plus shipping to your order. That's a nice inducement, I think. And we also have the same thing going on, Cyberfrog 3, Red Extermination. You can also get a Vespis Forager for backing at any level here. So you can add that on at checkout and enjoy. Thank you, guys. Thank you for all of your support all of the time. We're highly appreciative of you. And now on with the show. Oh, wait. Lost it. I wanted that to be smooth, and it just was anything but smooth. For God's sake, here we go. Back to the show.
Problem. It was all these other dials that were set up incorrectly for 15 years before Trump even got elected. And I think people who are listening this far will probably agree with a lot of what we're saying. But it's hard to dunk and feel an emotional response when you're talking about, you know, the lack of coordinating in 2005 or whatever. Like, it's better to point a Brie Larson and laugh. You know, like, I get why the game is played this way. But the boring truth is we're in trouble now, completely outside of the wokeness. But I believe that the wokeness has not helped either.
No, I mean, but it was a logical conclusion. And I mean, any kind of extreme niche writing is not going to help anything. You know, if it was exactly the polar opposite, and I don't know what is an ultra conservative book,
right,
it's going to have the same problem. Right. It's niche. It's not going to sell. But you're absolutely right. It's way easier to show a clip.
Guys, get ready. Look at this. Hell yeah, that is got to change that to a number 2. Comicsgate Arena number 2, Elephant. Oh, I love it. Wandering CG King Marduk Knight says, hail all, hail chat, keep shining, Ethan. Rock and roll. Rock and lol. Rock and lol, he says. Rock and lol. Let me see if I have any more super chats that I missed and did not read yet. Hollywood stories equal save the cat. Ad infinitum. Sorry. Ad infinitum. I got to read that book, Save the Cat. I haven't read that yet. 37 versions of core characters isn't creative, says Thor Odinson. Yeah, I agree. Uncle Yard, the Forge are similar in size to the Salamandroid figure. They're in proportion with him. He's going to be 18 inches tall. He's going to be very big. I mean, there's just no doubt about it. Yeah. You're not going to want to miss that. It's great. And thank you, Wandering Comicsgate King. What do you guys think of the Elephant logo? Does it turn you on? Is it awesome? H3, gross. I know, it looks like H3. It looks like Ethan Klein. All right, hold on. Let me see what you guys are saying here. Hella Pant. Is that about Lizzo? No, Hellafant. Just skip to the part where they talk about you. These guys are boring. 33 almost looks like elephant ears. Oh, yeah, kind of does. This is just great. I love it. All right, yeah. People seem to like it. People are saying hella fat. I like it. All right, so good job. Good job, JDA. Appreciate it. Looks good, says Michael Bancroft. We're on our way. Yeah, James, change that 1 to a 2. This would be Comicsgate Arena number 2. And I worry about that because does it look like this is Hellafant number 2? And I just feel like Comicsgate Arena presents Hellafant. Comicsgate Arena, yeah. Are people going to think they missed issue number 1? Because I'm going to have to explain that a whole lot. You should do Hellafant with 9s. Yeah, but it doesn't. That looks like it says Holofanto. Holofanto. That's a good idea because it's like upside down 666s, but I like this. I think it looks really good. I'm impressed with it. Yeah, look, we're gonna crank out some comics now. I'm gonna put these guys to work. I'm gonna put creative people to work around here. I'm gonna put you to work making me money. That's what I did to John Malin.
Brie Larson kind of yucking it up on the red carpet about, some idiot fan versus, dunking on Bob Harris, who is a complete tool, who probably did way more to hurt comics
They're all number
Brie Larson
1.
ever could imagine.
Maybe you're right.
Yeah. I mean, here you have a guy.
James, strike that. Leave it at number 1.
But over and over again. Yeah. I'm sure maybe nice, but why? He drove Image to become Image. I mean,
Giganti goes, hey, maybe finish Rainbow the Brute first. Hey, listen, I'm not drawing this. Other people are. I'm drawing my stuff. I'm putting other people to work so that they can make stuff for me as well. Cyberpunk 3 coming in the year 3000. No, it is not. So it'll be here soon. It'll be here next year. E is a white slaver, confirmed, says those snakes. Needs more penetration, says Robco guy. Look, we can't all be Smiller, okay? Can't all do that.
Yes, man. He mismanaged those books, which sort of never recovered. Mm-hmm. And yet you know, he wanders over to DC. He gets a consulting job here or there, and again, maybe a wonderful guy.
TM says,
But
"Can you
comics
please start
keeps
streaming to
diving into
Rumble? I
these people
hate
over and over and
YouTube."
over again. But you know, who wants to do a video on Bob Harris? Like nobody.
So two things. One, I know Bob. I like Bob.
Yeah.
I don't know a lot about his past, and we're just casual acquaintances, but I enjoy him when I see him. But I'm not going to disagree that. I'm sorry.
I said that made it difficult for you.
No, it's okay. I am sure he made mistakes. It sounds like he's made a ton. I'm not defending him, of course.
Oh.
The second thing I was going to say was, I guess, let's get into how come when people fail in comics, they fail down. They succeed up, but then they fail down, and then they just hang on to the bottom rung, and they don't go away. Like I hate to pick on Heather Antos, who I don't know her. She does not like me. And watching, you made a video once that she's almost like a case study of what not to do.
Well, yeah, in terms of talking to people, but a lot of people are this way. I mean, of course, I'm close friends with Heather Antos, so no, I'm kidding.
Yeah, it's all right.
Well, I mean, Heather Antos is not a creative person. She's an editor. And therefore, all she needs to really be is an industry gadfly who could convince people to work for her. That's all she really needs to be, and that's all she ever tries to be. You know, I appreciate you're not liking Heather Antos, but who cares? Like, Heather Antos is not the problem. How could Heather Antos be the problem? She's just annoying. Her whole thing is just trying to get rid of people like you, Sean, to organize people to remove you from comics. Yeah. Thank you, James, by the way. I'm reading your message to me. Yeah, keep the number one. We'll keep number ones on these. You know, we don't have to, do second numberings.
No, the funny part is a lot of the people we could mention here, I'm sure in real life, I mean, I have no idea. I'm sure they're quite charming and tip their barista and all the rest. But it is weird that you have people who kind of materially mismanage a line. And in most companies, that person, there'd be a stigma attached to
Right.
it. They would have trouble getting another job.
Right.
Correct.
Yeah.
I am the
there
problem.
Seems to be some value in just being there.
Right.
So even, whether you succeeded or failed in your company, somebody's going to give you money to come back and try it again.
Right. Yeah.
And I mean, second, third, fifth chances, fine. But
by the way, let me
why.
just say
I guess
something.
what's even weirder.
Shout out to all of you. Can I just say, I love you guys. I love you guys. I know how many people are live streaming right now. 963 people are here with me, solo show, doing nothing but watching this boring ass video and then buying my comics. Thank you guys. I truly love you guys. I love this audience. Oh, now you guys are leaving. Oh, I didn't mean for you to leave. I just wanted to tell you that I cared about you and I appreciate you. Thank you so much for choosing to spend your Sunday night with me, Ethan Van Sciver, your friend, as we sit here and try to penetrate the impenetrable, which is a live stream with Talking Comics with Perch and then Sean Gordon Murphy. These two guys, absolutely unbelievable. I don't know what to do. We got to do it though, because they're going to talk about me in a second. Hold on a second, guys. Woke. Fuck woke. Hollywood is woke. Now send me super chats. Everything is woke, everybody. Let me prepare for the accusation that they're going to level against me. Everything is woke, and we are here to point out woke. So send me money. Gray Fox says, thank you for streaming. Oh, somebody just bought a Styrofoam shirt because I said woke. Thank you. Gray Fox says, thank you for streaming. You got some of the best content on YouTube. Well, I appreciate that. I mean, gee, I didn't realize it was the best on YouTube or some of the best on YouTube. I think I'm boring as hell. Oh, look at this. Everybody's leaving now. I take 1 minute to just say, thank you, everybody. And suddenly, now I got 954 people in here. We got 9 people left the minute I told them that I cared about them. So that's why you can't express yourself. That's why you can't tell people that you care. The minute you tell people, you open up, you take the risk of being vulnerable, that's when they leave you. And that's the lesson to take from
come
this.
and they get their new job, and then they run the exact same play that fail. That's the most baffling part.
So going from the failure of Comixology to
stop being so gay,
coming soon is the failure of Distillery, run by the same people.
More people leaving, 946 now.
I don't understand why Distillery expected to be different. than the failure of comicsology. And I know that's not a one-to-one comparison, but
Sure.
I don't know. I thought maybe that would go to your point of people are running the same play, expecting to get different results.
It is. It's and I mean, it's maybe Distillery pulls out. I have no idea,
beta
but
move.
when
Now
you come out and
9:37.
You run the same thing, and this is mainstream comic companies, independents. A lot of them. What's quite shocking is when you see something not really working at Marvel or DC.
Yeah.
And then you turn around and Boom is doing the same play, and you're like, what the hell are you like? You saw it blow up there.
Thor
Whether it's a particular
Odinson.
creator
I'll
who
never
just
fathom
can't
why you
be
boys
commercial,
act thinks
can't
Perch
sell,
is
or
worth
whether it's a
listening
very
to. Every
clever
time I listen to
strategy, or
Perch,
whether
all I
it's
hear is a boring
way that they're
idiot.
talking to the shop. It's bizarre that comics seem stuck in the there's nothing we can do. We just got to do the same thing.
Right.
It's over a decade.
Yeah. It feels like, I think when people get over 40 or 45 and they've been around comics for a long time, it's just they're part of the culture and they see it as this, extended family, and they're not going to go anywhere. They just want to keep hanging out. And they find excuses to keep hanging out. And they do have special knowledge of how comics work. They do have insight into what the direct market is and what a variant is.
Yeah, his videos have been good,
Bankrupt. Silver Age history of Green Lantern, whatever. Like, those are very unique, weirdo skills that if you hired someone from the outside and fired the people that were in, you'd have to educate them on a lot of things. Yeah. And I agree with you, by the way. We should get some new hires from outside. But I understand why the same folks hang around. Is because they come
420. No, not 420.
Knowledge that you don't have to explain to someone who's coming in from Wall Street.
Well, yeah. I mean, and it's also easy. It's easy for me to sit here and go, I don't know why they.
Making a comeback. People are doing a quick circle around the YouTube,
one of the
and
skills
I'm realizing I'm about it.
Well, I know how to work Diamond.
I know how to get spot to be.
Well, is that really a very interesting skill?
Right.
I mean, I guess if you're limiting yourself to a very small
guys. I want to explain something. This video is an hour and 35 minutes long, and we are only 21 minutes into it. These guys did this for another hour and 10 minutes. Hour and 15 minutes. I mean, I don't even I don't know if I can do it, guys. I really don't. I want to entertain. I want to be on YouTube. I don't know if I can do it. Why do people think they're interesting? All right, let me just find the part where he talks about me, and I'll pull that up on Twitter so I can just rage about it real quick, which is all I wanted to do in the first place. I mean, let me just be honest. All I wanted to do was rage about that one thing. And that's it. All right. Let's see here. Looking at messages people are sending me. All right, sorry about that. Let me get back to finding this thing. Yeah, I don't know why. Oh, here it is. Okay, here it is. Let's listen to these guys talk about me. That's the real thing that we want to hear about is me. Here we go. All right, now hold on. Pause this. Wait, pause this. Go back to the beginning. All right, so let's see all the interesting stuff that he says here. These are the nice clips. Thank you, definitely not Ty, for pulling these clips out, so you actually can hear the good things that he says here. Here we go.
Don't get me wrong. This super crazy liberal woke stuff that's meant to dunk and bash people that don't think like you, that content is not helping. No. And the act of hiring someone who works at a comic book shop to be an editor, and they only hire...
I can't believe you took this picture with Mags. And I really can't believe it because, Sean, you didn't have to do this. And you could say I was just being friendly, but I feel like you did this under duress because you realized that this fucking idiot, and Mags Visaggio is one of the stupidest people in comics, make shitty, awful comics, terrible ideas. Broke into comics, because Mags emotionally blackmailed everybody in comics at a time where being trans was a desirable thing. People not being trans, but pretending to like or understand or respect trans people was really important in comics. And that's how Mags, this idiot, worked his way into the comic book industry. And you knew how powerful Mags was. But you have to know, oh, look at this. He's up on you and everything. You have to know that Mags's comics are not good, dude. You allowed this to happen. You allow this picture is a disgrace.
Are their friends? So you have cronyism, and they're on these message boards reinforcing their so-called wokeness. That's not helpful either. Then they fail down, and then
It's not just that it's not helpful, Sean. It's destructive. When you say it's not helpful, you're like, it's not just not helpful. It's not like these people are not behaving in a way that's conducive towards doing good business. No, they're deliberately sabotaging. They took control of comics. They took control of comics and they just destroyed them. That's it. That's all it is. It wasn't that it wasn't helpful. They didn't mean for it to be helpful. They meant to take power and control. And look at the power they took over you. Look at this picture that you have on the internet now. Oh, God.
they just hang on to the bottom rung, and they don't go away. Like, I hate to pick on Heather Antos, who I don't know her.
Wow. Holy cow. That's quite a photograph. I can't be this fat yet. I can't be. Am I this fat right now? I know I'm fat, but I don't think I'm this fat. Like, this guy looks like he could fucking eat Heather Antos. Like, just open his jaw. Jordan D. White here. Editor who plays the ukulele. If I'm this fat, it's a wake-up call. Baby, if you're watching right now, am I this fat? Come down and tell me that. Reassure me that I'm not this obese. Because I swear to God, I will never eat another bite of food ever. Do I look like this? You're fatter. Look at the chat. I didn't look at the chat. Okay, hold on.
She does not like me. And watching, you made a video once that she's almost like a case study of what not to do.
Okay, so that's Heather Antos. So, you know, if you're gonna take shots at these idiots, like fully, like, you know what I mean, like, go ahead and just blow their heads off, like with your, you know, verbally. I mean, you know, it's like, well, it's not, you know, they're not helpful, and you know, don't. There's no two ways about it. Like, these people are destructive idiots. They're parasites. You go ahead and just say so. But at the same time, like, you know, is Heather Antos, like, is her bad work a problem? It is not a problem. Is Mags Visagio's bad work a problem? No, there are tons of terrible comics out there. Mags is just producing one more terrible comic, and there's some comics that are good right now. The problem is that Mags and Heather work behind the scenes in Whisper Networks. The two of them work together, in fact, to make it so that people like you, Sean, can't get work in comics. Like, that was their goal, was to destroy you. And you had to navigate that situation very carefully. And it must have taken years off of your life. You know, it must have been very stressful because they were working really hard to get control of you and to get you out of here. Because why? Because you are conservative. They said, oh my God, Sean Gordon Murphy is Comicsgate adjacent. He plays footsie with Comicsgate. That's not all he plays footsie with. Don't get me wrong. But that is their problem. The problem is not the comics that they make or the bad work that they do. That's just incidental. Of course they do. They're stupid idiots. But they didn't really hurt the comic book industry with the terrible work that they did. What they did was they're boll weevils who meet together in DM threads, et cetera, and they work hard to spread narratives with other idiots, other pieces of shit, most of them female, in order to take power and control, and to disemploy people like you. You had that whole deal with DC to be able to, with the White Knight universe or something like that. They tried to get that taken away from you. And they got pretty close too. I think that, you know, if it were a year before, like a year earlier, they would have been able to do it to you. But, you know, you were hiring a lot of people who were also playing quote unquote footsie with Comicsgate. Those people all disappeared from the industry under pressure. Interesting. All right.
See people murmuring of like the attempted Sean Murphy takedown. And my response to that is like, I didn't have to. She blacklisted herself. After she did that to me, I called DC and I said, listen, I don't want, should keep working with Mags. I don't want to interrupt Mags. I'm not telling you to blacklist her. But I cannot be on a panel discussion with her. I can't be in a room with her. Like, my lawyer's advising me, like, I need some kind of restraining order. Like, but I don't want her career to be hurt. I just don't want her near me, And I don't go after Mags because I don't punch down. I only punch up. Like, I said plenty of risky shit against Marvel and DC all the time. I see people murmuring of.
Okay, so you are actively punching down right now and going after Mags. That was enough. Everything that you just said right there was everything that was enough to basically get Mags Visaggio away from you. You did actually do that. We were doing all the heavy lifting to get Mags Visaggio to be disempowered, not to get her disemployed. I don't care if Mags makes comics, but Mags should have no power over who else gets to make comics. And for a long time, he did have that kind of power. Fucking weirdo. And look at this right here. This is your restraining order right here. All right, here we go. Mags, I guess he's going to talk about,
when you're dealing with.
Oh, he's going to say something about Donnie Cates. What the hell?
Like, obviously, I'm not afraid of kicking the bee's nest, but when you're dealing with someone who's says they have a lot of trouble with depression and anxiety and meds, whatever,
you don't mess with that.
Me going after them, like, I don't want her to do something stupid, and I'll feel, like, I want her to get better, So the same thing with a lot of, like,
I don't think Mags is going to get better. Mags is, I don't think so.
Donnie Cates or whoever, these people are troubled and need help, and I want them to get better. And
you think Donnie Cates is troubled? Damn, dude. Is Donnie Cates troubled? Like, in the same sense that Mags is? Hold on, I gotta listen to this again. This is pretty fucked up.
Like, obviously, I'm not afraid of kicking the bee's nest, but when you're dealing with someone who's says they have a lot of trouble with depression and anxiety and meds, whatever,
you don't mess with that.
Me going after them, like, I don't want her to do something stupid, and I'll feel, like, I want her to get better, So the same thing with a lot of, like, Donnie Cates or whoever, these people are troubled and need help, and I want them to get better. And if I it would be fun to pummel them in the schoolyard, but at the end of the day, they're human beings, and I just don't have time for it. And like,
that's nice. Okay, so we should just let them do whatever they want to do. All right, so here's the part about me. Here we go.
Like, the woke stuff is starting to be over. I think that
I wish it was, man. I don't see any evidence of that. I know you've said this before, that woke is over. I don't see the evidence of that. I just don't. It's like the woke is basically like a stinger with a barb in it, and you can pull it out, but it's going to take a lot of meat with it. I feel like woke basically killed DC Comics. It fucked up Marvel Comics to a great extent. And all of the other problems that you're seeing here now, are just kind of like partially a result of all that. I don't see it going away. We're embarking upon another election in which Donald Trump is running for office. You think woke is going away now? These people are not going to go away. They're not going to vanish. They might rebrand and call it something else, but no. It's going to get worse.
It's turning already. And I actually said that a while back. And
I don't think so. I think it's just better for you, Sean. I think that you survived it and you're feeling kind of happy about that. And you should, man. You should feel happy about it. But, man, I wouldn't get comfortable. I feel like Marxism is receding. I feel like cultural Marxism is at a low ebb. Do you really now? You think so? Yeah, I don't know, man. I just feel like communism is over. Oh, yeah? Okay, that's good. I feel
I think a lot of people were like, the critical drinker was saying it, and a lot of people were saying it, and then Ethan Van Sciver said no way, but
okay. I said no way because it's ridiculous. There's no way. See, what you're about to say is that I'm motivated by woke being around because I make a living from it. And the truth is I really don't. I survive it and manage to make a living anyway. They make a living at it. These people make a living at it. They're not going away. They're not going to stop. They derive power, they derive money from this philosophy, which is hard to argue against because it employs emotional blackmail. When you can call people racist convincingly, entire corporations are going to respond to that. Who cares what I think? I'd love to get paid from being anti-woke. It just kind of doesn't really work that way for me. Can't do it. I can't just sit there and talk about woke all the time. But if we're going to use the word woke, we should understand what it's about. Stick to the trail here.
then I realized, Ethan makes money. He needs people to be upset, so he doesn't want it to be over, and that's all right. That's his jingle.
That's not my jingle. I want it to be over, Sean. I don't want to fight for what I used to be able to do for without this kind of a struggle. I want it to be over, man. I don't want this to be a thing that is ongoing in my life. It's stressful. It's stressful on me. It's stressful on my family. I think it directly impacted me in a way that it didn't directly impact you. So I've spent some time trying to understand it. I've sussed it out in other places. I think everybody should know what it is. I don't think it's going away. Not yet. I hope that it will someday. But I don't think that time is now. I think it's regrouping, if anything. But look what it did. Look what it did to the comic book industry. Shameful. David Mark says, no, he doesn't. That's just stupid. He will do fine without all that harassment. That's pretty much what it amounted to me. And struggling to understand it and tripping all over it and cancel culture and all this stuff was not healthy for me. I do think it took years off of my life. I do think my beard went gray. I would like it to stop. I don't like this idea that somebody who should understand, like Sean, makes me very angry. In fact, that somebody who should understand what this has meant to me and my life and my family would sit there and gaslight me and be like, this is what you want. You like it. It's been good for you. I don't think it has. I don't think it's been good for me. Made Ethan fat and gay, says Eric Huffles. Oh, thanks. There are people who profit from woke. I don't think I'm one of them. I think I have too much self-awareness for that. I don't think I would let myself do that. I think I see it as we've survived it. We've always talked about building an arc, and everybody getting aboard and being able to make comics, in spite of the conditions outside. Surviving the conditions outside, not thriving because of them. It's never been something that's been easy. It's always been something that's been very difficult. But I resent that. That makes me sad. That does make me sad. All right, let me see. To Murphy, woke is just something he draft dodged, says Wandering CG Marduk Knight. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Draft dodging. Let me see. They just put out a gay Green Lantern comic. Lol, woke isn't gone. SGM is full of BS. Like, what does he mean gone? Like, does he mean people are being less cruel over it? I'd like him to define what he means by it going away. I don't think it's disappearing from the culture, as you're pointing out. Are people being less cruel to people who don't agree. Is that something? Is that something that's happening? That would be nice. I haven't seen any evidence of that either. People aren't using the word Nazi as much, I guess, but they still are. I'm still hearing it. People are leaving Comicsgate alone a little bit, I thought, but not really. There's been a resurgence of like the Green Lantern guy, this wackadoo, Tim Sheridan, coming at us again. Woke profiteers are starting to emerge. People who are trying to sell their awful mainstream comics by coming after us. I don't know. I'm not sure, but I don't feel that it's receding. Sapien Underground says, in depth, he has a name. His name is Brian. Yeah. It should be Elephant number 1. And number 2 on there is confusing. Like there's a missing number 1 somehow. I agree. I think that's what we're going to do. What do you guys think of this? I got to really think about it. I don't want to be somebody who is like, yeah, like you're doing better because things are terrible for other creative people out there right now. I don't think that's me. I don't feel that way. If that it'd be nice in a way to feel that way, because then I'd feel less stress all the time. Carbon Heart says, now that the return on investments are in the red, they're denying that woke ever existed. They will say anything to save face. Interesting. Yeah, it's the gaslighting where it's just like, you love this, don't you? It's like, no, I fucking hated it. I honestly, if it wasn't for Comicsgate and this group of people that have come together, I don't know. I don't know what I'd be doing. I would be very, very sad. We kind of picked ourselves up through this and have been able to do all right. I mean, there are people who are still making comics and making a living at it, and thank God for that. But it ain't because woke is helping us. That's for damn sure. That's Reverend Al Sharpton's gig, says Patrick T. Yeah, that's right. Zing Paul says, you're creating an alternative. Your channel doesn't subsist on woke. Channels like Geeks and Gamers thrive off of woke. Yeah, listen, if I see something, I'll make a video about it. I made a video just a couple of days ago where I kept seeing people using woke very glibly. And I'm not sure when you go, everything is woke. This is woke. Is it woke? Is it woke? People start to receive the word woke as the same way that they receive the word racist, whereas it starts to become meaningless. And then it becomes a joke. And I don't want it to become a joke because it's not really funny. It's cultural Marxism is not funny, and it shouldn't be treated like that. People should understand what it is. Don't make it like something that is something that you can kind of make fun of. It's like, you should make fun of wokesters, but I mean, don't make like woke, calling things woke, into a cliche that is dismissible as nonsense, which is what I think we're on the verge of being right now. So it's like, let's redefine where it came from, what woke is, who uses it, what it means, its impact on the culture, and just make it clear so that instead of just using that word woke, try to describe what's going on in other terminology, just so that people get it, and they don't just go, oh, he's saying woke again. It's the word woke. We've seen all that kind of happen. Let me see. Sean Christopher says, Ethan, Sean may be wrong about you, but you do understand a great deal of the anti-woke's business model is rage donations, right? Yes. You know who they are, whether you agree with them or not. A lot of people accuse me of burning bridges. They say you burn bridges all the time with these other people, these other individuals. And I'm always kind of shocked by that because I don't really see it that way. I see it as controlled burning, not burning bridges. Because as I've said also, there's nobody's providing a bridge to me to where I want to go. I'm a battleship on my own, going my own direction. Andrea calls Comicsgate a choo-choo train. You're on the train or you're off the train. It's up to you. Hop on, hop off whenever you want to, but we still keep going forward. That's the way it is. Where are we heading to? A destination of creative freedom, of just being able to do whatever we want to do and make good money doing it. Being able to make comics without fear, without repression, without censorship from corporate interests. That's where we're going with Comicsgate. And I, as a battleship, I'm not looking for bridges onto other. There's nobody who can help me do what I do better than I do by myself. So when you see me and you're like, Ethan's burning a bridge. I call it controlled burning. Now, they have to do this. We live in the Pine Barrens, and so we see this all the time. The Pine Barrens, beautiful, tall pine trees. It's meant to be a forest that's going to last forever. But if controlled burning isn't done every now and then, and controlled burning is a lot of just shit grows up around the trees, okay? A lot of this stuff just kind of grows up that needs to be burned down every now and then, because if it doesn't, when a forest fire happens, it's going to be uncontrollable and it's going to subsume the entire forest. So you have to get rid of this shit, these weeds, sticks, branches, twigs, bushes, all of this stuff that could cost the forest its life if something were to happen. So they do controlled burning, where they set fire to this garbage so that the forest can survive. I know where we're going. I understand what Comicsgate is. I understand what my goals are. People who are with me, who agree with me, who want the same thing that I want. We are going to find ourselves around people every now and then who have goals that are detrimental to our main goal. And those people have to go. They're poisonous. They got to go. They got to go. I don't care how big they are. I really don't care. I don't care how big your YouTube channel is. I don't care how many subscribers you have. I don't give a shit. If you are going to, put Comicsgate in a situation where we can't go in the direction that we need to go in, then you got to go, and that's a controlled burn. It's not burning a bridge. You're not a bridge. You're refuse that is going to cost the rest of us our goals. Tom Tuttle says this is the same BS as we didn't cancel Gina Carano. She was just tough to work with. They say that about me too. They're like, no, you were slow. He was late all the time. He was tough to work with. That's why Ethan got canceled. That's the truth. These are lies that they tell in order to cover for what really happened. And we all, fortunately, most of us here actually lived through it. And you actually saw it. So when they do that, I'm just like, what? Who else? Can you give me another example of somebody who was completely blacklisted because they were late or hard to work with? Anyone like that? Anyone that you can think of that was blacklisted because they were late all the time or because they were hard to work with? Everybody's hard to work with in comics to somebody else. There's nobody that's generally hard to work with. And by the way, I was a delight to work with. I got to say, I got receipts. If you want me to show you receipts about who was actually hard to work with in comics, boy, brother, I got receipts from the editors. I could show you situations where you'd be like, oh, I see. I'm a delight to work with. I'm easy to work with. I share the same goal as the editors, which is to make a great book that sells. It's not about my ego. It's never been about that. It's about coming up with great ideas that excite people, that make the company money. That has always been me at DC Comics, always. Philly Humor says, you thrive because of good storytelling. Hey, thanks. Love you, Big E. XS is clinically depressed. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you for £2. More like a tugboat. Listen, we're different than, sometimes we share some of the same goals, but like we're different than these people. And we don't want to get too connected to people who do this for entertainment and they don't really have any bigger goals beyond that. We can't do that. And by the way, we have to be a group of creative people. I'm just talking about the creators. I'm not talking about the customers. Customers, you can feel however you want. You can like whatever you want. You can complain about whatever you want to complain about. Those are the customers. But when it comes to creative, right, all of us have to be prepared to listen to criticism, understand what criticism is, what it can do for us, and be hungry for criticism so that we can improve. That's so important. It's so important. We don't have the structure of DC or Marvel, so we're not getting direct criticism from our editors. We don't have skilled editors like that who do this for a living and have done it for decades. We don't really have that. It's unfortunate. I went through it already. I was there. Shane was there. John Malin was there. We got all that. But how do we pass that along to you guys? Some of the younger creators who have not worked for the mainstream and may never will. Perhaps they never will. How do we do that? Well, we got to do that. We got to teach them to open their ears to criticism. Put your ego down. Stop worrying about having your feelings hurt and start looking at your creativity as a set of tools that need to be sharpened. And steel sharpens steel. And you can't be too fragile. Don't let your tools be fragile. They need to be reinforced. You need to be able to listen to people and learn from everybody. Jack Catlin says, will comics become obsolete through technology? I don't know. I hope not. I don't think so. Maybe they will. Not in our lifetime, though. There'll always be a reason to make comics. Let me see. Here's projects done poorly. Somebody will always read them. R.I.P. Matthew Perry, drowned way too soon. Also, people who keep loyalty lists should be kept far away. Yeah, poor Matthew Perry. I was never a fan of Friends, Never a fan of that show, so I don't, I'm just like, well, poor guy, I guess. I don't know. I never watched that. All I know is that Michael Richards is still alive, still talking about turning you over, sticking a fork in your ass, whatever it was he said. He's still around. Only the good die young. Michael Richards. He's still going to be with us. Yes, indeed. All right. So anyway, I want to thank you guys for coming. I guess I'm going to get back to work. I got stuff to do. I got to get to drawing. I was going to sit there and watch this whole video, but it's insufferable. I don't know if I can do it. They're so boring. Like just be expressive on YouTube. Have a personality, exhibit it. Stop worrying about what other people are going to say or think or anything like that. Use your voice in a way that, oh, wait a second. Hold on a sec. Oh, nice. Okay. Use your voice in a way that's interesting to people so that, they will continue to listen. Please. We got some good radio voices on YouTube and some that are not so much so. 7-hour stream, Ethan. We need a stream, Ethan. All we got is Simpcast. Clinically Depressed says, friends sucked. Happy Halloween, E and CG. Yeah, it wasn't good. All right, that's it. This is as bad as the I Love Lucy stream. Oh my God, David H., you go all the way back. I really appreciate you. All right, don't worry. I found something. We're going to watch some your boy Zach's. I only want to just EFAP tonight. Crypto Ken says, make draw streams great again, EVS. Thinking about it. I got a bunch of artwork on my desk right now. Patrick T, thanks for $5. You didn't hear this from me, but there's this new thing called apple pie cookies. All right, hold on a second. Let's that sounds good to me. But I'm not eating. Am I eating that stuff? I told Andrea that I think it's time I eat an apple pie. And she said, no. I said, okay, I won't do it. All right, here we go. Estrogen dominance. This video looks like it's for me. Aggressive women and catty men create an imbalance in the comic book industry. I've been saying this all along. Me and Zach are like simpatico sometimes. And maybe he got this from me. Zach, are you listening to my live streams? Are you listening right now? I said, here's the problem with comics. Like, women, and then men who behave like women, like Tom King. Those two things. What do you think? Like, self-inserts come from men? They don't come from men. Men write stories about other characters. Women only write about themselves. But when men hang around women too much, like in the mainstream comic book industry, they start creating self-inserts too. It's really gay. All right, here we go.
Quick video before I get to work. Rock and Roll Ninja. Oh my gosh, it's so close. So I saw the proof for the cover is approved. It's complete. The proof for the interior all that needs to be
Rock and Roll Ninja by Matt Barr and your boy Zach. I hope you guys back that, man. Matt Barr is a once-in-a-lifetime artist. Really, really good cartoonist. Underrated. Way underrated.
changed is like the credits. I wanted the credits in a different order. It's like all the changes I asked for, it's literally like 10 minutes of work. So this should be
Holy Hand Grenade says, send out the link so others can come on and chill. When you say others, who do you mean? I sent it to John and Shane. I said, if John Malin and Shane Davis want to come in, you know, they can come in if they want to. I don't even send the link to Cecil anymore because Cecil is on everybody else's streams except for like Comicsgate streams. I would love Cecil to just be on my show again, but he's like on Simcast and the Wet Spot and, you know, Camelot. He's got his own show. I miss Cecil.
ready to go to print very, very soon. But it's funny. I don't really watch live streams or podcasts, but when I do, it's a way that is completely insane. I will just randomly pick a point because someone will say like, hey, check this out. It was really interesting. I'm like, bro, it's 3 hours long. Like narrow it down. Somebody sent me a podcast. It was about Sean Gordon Murphy. And apparently he was he was talking about, he was on Alex Toth website, but he was bragging about his money. So he said he made $1 million off of original art sales, not in his entire career, but he said, quote, last year, but I couldn't.
Last year. NXRD for $5 says, EVS, could you EFAP the video I suggested? Solid JJS superhero editorial room. It's 4 minutes. Yeah, I mean, yeah, hold on a second. Let me just see if I can find it. It's called Solid JJ's superhero editorial room. All right, I'll get that ready. I know you've been asking me to do that for a while. I got to respect you for that, my friend. Solid JJ's superhero editorial room. The superhero editorial room 1 month ago. Wow, it has a lot of views. Okay, I'm going to pause that. I'll put that right there. Sport Nugget says, men, wouldn't it be great if this happened? Women, wouldn't it be great if this happened to me? Wandering Comics Gate King Marduk Knight says, did you get a chance to check the comics I sent you? The comics you sent me? Did you send me comics? What the hell? No, I didn't get them yet, I guess. All right, here we go. Let me see where we're at.
I couldn't verify that. So I was like, I don't have an hour and a half to watch to find it. So if you do want me to cover something, please give me a time stamp. I believe there's a way that you can actually copy the link to the video that will start like right at the point you're trying to show off. So Ethan had
he said my name.
A launch for or no, it was John Malin had a launch.
Oh,
Ethan was I just went to the part where it was talking about the so he was talking about SJWs and how they have the worst of all combinations. They have the aggression of a man, but the cattiness of a woman.
He did. That's why he did this video, because of me. Zach still watches my videos, I think, or he watches John Malin's videos. Shout out to Zach. I miss you, buddy. I'm sorry we had a misunderstanding. Let's be friends again. Silly.
I said something, I think yesterday's video, maybe the day before. I said, how are people who transition gay on both sides of the transition? Shouldn't you be straight on one of them? Of course, if you're not bisexual, but it was like, I was a man dating women and I was gay. And then I was a woman dating, I think you're straight or you were. But since I've gotten into supplements and things like that and learning more about hormones, testosterone, estrogen, estradiol.
Holy Hand Grenade says, Ethan, are you okay? So much coughing. That's not me. That's Zach. I'm not coughing at all. Zach coughs all the time. I'm perfectly... the only time I really cough is when I drink water and it goes down the wrong pipe or something like that, or I aspirate it.
Estradiol, luteinizing hormone. What is really fascinating is the cliche is you see, I don't know, Stallone in Rambo 3, and you say, oh, that's testosterone personified. But you know what it's also personified? Testosterone balanced with estrogen and a bunch of other things. If someone has all testosterone, or what I'm trying to say is there's a balance. because these different hormones are needed for different things. And I think about the history of women in comics and that they've always been there. And they've been there in various different capacities. President, publisher of DC Comics.
Jeanette Kahn. She was great.
In the 1980s. Ann Nocenti went from a secretary to a group editor to a writer, again, early, mid, late 80s. Louise Jones, later. Louise Simonson.
Oh my God.
And they've always been there. Or even someone like Virginia Romita, who I believe her title was traffic manager. It was kind of like tracking who's turned in their pages. And since she was like the wife of John Romita Sr., she had this kind of like, I don't know, like a cop persona at work where it was like people.
Toxic Dust goes, this guy makes me sick. The coughing is off-putting. I can't listen to this. Says not 1-3. Well, I mean, you know, he's a veteran. I don't know what the coughing came from. I think it's a result of his serving his country overseas in one of those desert worlds, desert countries. You know, he's a good guy.
We'll talk about like, oh shit, I just got a call from Virginia Romita. That means I'm late. I'm in trouble. So they always wanted to be on her good side. But my point is that there's always been men and women. Now, it wasn't a quote literal balance of 50% men and 50% women. But ironically enough, now we have an industry full of people who by themselves are 50% men and 50% women.
I love it. That's great, Zach. Everybody go over and check out. Let me do a little salesmanship now. Cyberfrog Dark Harvest is currently has a nice little special going on with it. I want to invite you to explore it. Cyberfrog Dark Harvest. If you back anything on this campaign, get a copy of Dark Harvest. You need to. It's much, much better than I sold it as. I originally said it was going to be like 4 pages. It's much more than that. It's longer than that. 4 new pages and then preview of Cyberfrog 3. It's important, and it really kind of explains a lot. There's a lot of lore in there. Cyberfrog Blood Honey Chrome. One of these, please get one of these. And then, of course, have your pick of Death Sting or get all of them, all 3 of them here. Cyberfrog 2 Wreck Planet as well. Back these campaigns, and you'll be able to go in the add-on section when you're checking out. You'll see on add-ons. What is that? Oh, it's something called a Discount Forager. Discount Forager is a large Vespis action figure, which normally sells for $75. You're going to be able to add it onto your order for $30 plus shipping at checkout. Also, there's an opportunity to add on a 90s Cyberfrog action figure for the low price of $25. This special is going to last until Halloween, and then I'm going to take it down. It's a nice little Halloween sale. Yeah, now would be a good time to do that. Also, go to Cyberfrog 3 Red Extermination, and you've got the same thing going on here. Here's that video, by the way. I never show my own trailers, but hell with it.
They say free when you're singled out. The red filters through. So lay it down. The red is real. When his side goes red again. See you red again. See you red again. Red.
Oh, hell yeah. Cyberfrog 3 Red Extermination. Back it tonight, and now's a good time to back it. Why? Well, because now, if you back any particular tier at all, first of all, you back Cyberfrog Red Extermination, and you are going to receive a Cyberfrog race car. This is the this is an earlier version of it. I gotta replace this because I made the back tires much bigger. But yeah, the Cyberfrog Comicsgate Master Racers. This is Cyberfrog. You'll get one of these free with any purchase of the Red Extermination comic book. So do that. But also at checkout, again, you can add on one of these special Forager Vespis action figures for the low price of $30 plus shipping. That's a nice deal considering that they're normally $75. So, and they're rare too. I think there are 3 times as many soldier Vespas as there are forager Vespas. So reserve yours while they last. And thanks. And then also, of course, on our eBay page, let me see right here, eBay. Go to our eBay and shop. Go check it out. We've got lots of baseball caps. We've got new all caps comics caps. We've got Comicsgate caps. Tons of stuff. Trading cards, T-shirts. You need this, the Warts and All Executive Edition. This is beautiful. Belongs in every collection. We have just tons of books and fun stuff. Get 10 Cyberfrog tongue grabbers. Give them out for Halloween. Why wouldn't you do that? Oh, because they're kind of expensive to give away. Keep them all then. All of these books, all of these shirts, toys, hats, Cyberfrog Blood Honey box, double magnetic store folio, just like the honeycomb box that is coming out now. Get one, order it. We'll ship it out to you tomorrow. You're going to get it within 24 hours. Well, you're not going to get it. We're going to ship it out within 24 hours of your order. And I think you'll be happy that that you did that you ordered. All right, let's get back to your boy Zach making points that I made, but probably more. Zach's a smart guy. He's probably going to say it better than I did.
If you know anything about, and I'm still learning about the hormones, you don't have like equal amounts of testosterone and estrogen. Obviously, a man is going to have way more testosterone, a woman way more estrogen. But if you have really low testosterone, that's bad even for a woman. And incredibly low estrogen is horrible for a man. There's a balance, but the balance is not 50-50. The balance is what is right for the organism. We've created this, or it has been created, this industry that is lorded or ladied over by these 50-50, even if they aren't trans, they're kind of trans. Like Heather Ontos doesn't seem feminine. Like she's very like aggressive in a male way, like aggressive, competitive, but then also catty and holding grudges and damseling when it is appropriate. You will see the same thing from quote unquote men like Tim Sheridan. They have no problem damseling. Joe Glass has no problem begging strangers to buy him makeup. Everyone always says sandwich. That was a different guy. There's a lot of this many years into it. The lore is getting kind of like mushed together. Like people are.
They're all the same. Towering Otakon says, "Hey, you glorious bastard! Got me 2 huge crates of figures, and they're alarmingly awesome." Oh, nice. I appreciate your saying that. J Obama fan has pumpkin shoulder says hormone imbalance. I was talking about it first, Zach. Wandering Comics King says via email. Lol, no worries. Oh, okay. Well, let me. I'll find it. I definitely want to read your comics.
Pushing Joe Glass with the what was it? The sandwich guy. A lot of people mush Zoe Quinn mentally with Heather Ontos, and they kind of make them the same person. I do the same, but it's for Amber Heard and Heather Ontos. To me, that's like the same person. But there's this term called estrogen dominance, and it's the definition is also the word. Like nobody's confused when I say estrogen dominance, and you will see this in men. It's not like super obvious. Like they can still grow a beard. But if you've ever had a friend who is like
Tim Sheridan's video was really upsetting. I mean, just like watching it, there's a difference between like, gay guys who are effeminate and then just hateful gay guys that are effeminate. There's something like if you're gay and you're effeminate, like could you just be happy and cheerful and likable? You know what I mean? And just be like into good food, fashion, home decor. I don't know, whatever gays are into. When you're a hateful, effeminate gay guy who look at this look on his face. It's just fucking awful. Like I really dislike that. That's hard to deal with. You know what I mean? Like it's like because it's like you've got kind of the tough guy kind of like I want to pick a fight with you thing. That men have, that's like aggression that men have, but then like this pussy ass, like fucking weak estrogen, squeaky, whiny shit. That's also like, I don't know. What's the word I'm looking for? Supplicant. It's like, please help me kind of thing. Like, help me to do this, to defeat those assholes. It's so fucking awful. It's so awful. It's such an awful combination. Hey, gay guys, be nice, please. I see these gay guys on the Andrew's always watching the like, hey, we're gonna take this shitty house and we're gonna redecorate it. And those gay guys are so cheerful and they're like, oh, and they're out there just like, oh, I know you're gonna love this. Be more like that, please, and less like this asshole. Oh God, it's awful. It's like static in my brain. This makes me crazy.
Like super emotional, like lethargic. I've really noticed it in the emotions. Like you'll be talking to a friend that's like, hey, dude, no offense, but you have the emotions of a woman. And then I researched this thing, estrogen dominance, and it's a real thing. So again, the point is not for a man to have no estrogen or a woman.
709 goes, I try to be a gay humo. 709, you're one of the nicest gay guys around. Everybody loves you.
To have no testosterone. The point is there is a balance, but the balance isn't, 50 deciliters on one side and 50 deciliters on the other side. The comic book industry was male. It was testosterone dominance for about 8 years. And for the last 6 or 7 years, it's been estrogen dominance. And that's been a fucking disaster. It's been an absolute unmitigated disaster. There needs to be a balance, but I don't think that estrogen dominance.
No, it doesn't work. This is a male-dominated hobby. These are masculine power fantasies. They're not feminine power fantasies. What even are feminine power fantasies? What would those be? What they're trying to do is they're trying to take male power fantasies and then make them interesting for women, or they're trying to change women to make them think that this is the kind of thing that they should be interested in. You're getting some weird shit going on. There's some weird vibing, just static. That's the word, static. Over these discordant ideas. It's awful. What is
is viable for the comic book industry? Now, I know you might say, what about manga? There's a lot of popular female mangaka and female. Still, if you go for the entire industry, it's not super majority, but it's still majority male. These are
super
there are
majority.
things that appeal. It's like someone was saying, nobody's ever trying to have a gender parity in knitting. Like knitting can be 90% women forever, and it's fine. Nobody cares about gender parity for public works department people, mostly men, pulling fatbergs. Do you know what a fatberg is? It's basically all of the stuff that goes down the drain that isn't water or shampoo. I'll leave that to your imagination.
That's disgusting. Clinically Depressed says, how's the first wave action figure shipping going? I'm in the UK and haven't received anything yet. It's going. I send me your name, I guess. I don't know. We're kind of going in order in a certain way. So, I can kind of jump you over the line a little bit and get your order out to you tomorrow. Just send me a message.
So it'll like conglomerate into some giant, disgusting entity. And nobody's saying, where are the Heather Ontoses of pulling fatbergs out of the sewer? Like we all know, there are some positions that are better for men. There are some jobs that are better for women. An organization that is not the Marine Corps, well, specifically a Marine Corps infantry platoon, although I think they are, like, on paper, it's open to both genders, but it doesn't happen a lot. You need a balance, and we don't have a balance. We have an imbalance. And this is why you see this catty, effeminate behavior from men. This is why you see this aggressive. Like, when I think of Heather Ontos, Tess Fowler, Alex Campy, I think of aggression. Like, there's nothing feminine there. It's all just aggression.
Yep. And
then when I think about Tim Sheridan, I think about like, hey, like that type of thing. And don't make that a gay thing. Being gay and being effeminate has nothing to do with each other. That is a thing that you are choosing to do. Diet and weird plastics in the water, that does contribute. But
what the hell? I don't care if gays are effeminate. I don't, here's the whole thing. I don't like that straight guys or guys at all are taking the negative qualities that go along with femininity and combining it with masculine aggression. I don't care that gay guys are effeminate. They should be effeminate. It's fine. It's no big deal. They're gay. But it's this that Tim Sheridan's kind of catty, like I want to kill these guys, like that kind of thing. That's masculine, but then like with the sort of and just help me do it, guys, because we're gonna show these assholes. We're gonna place them right under the bridge where they came from. That's fucking effeminate right there. Those two things together, they're just fucking awful.
We need a balance. If we don't have a balance, you have what you have now. Pros are homeless and teeth falling out of their head, and stores are closing for no reason at all. Not Heather. Heidi just did another article yesterday. Shane Gillis has this great routine. It's kind of hard to explain. You just have to see it. Where he says like John Cena is like the Grim Reaper for retarded people. Like
what?
They all love him, but he only has time to visit the ones that are dying, essentially. So he basically said, if you're retarded and you see John Cena, it's not good. But there is a balance that needs to be restored. And if it isn't, you're just going to get more of this. Oh, so what I was going to say is Heidi McDonald, she's like the John Cena of comics. So what she does is she has a new shtick where every time she goes to a store, she's like, oh, so you're closing, right? It's just because stores close. It's not because of the content, right? It's not because
It's so true. Heidi McDonald is right there on the spot to like fucking be ministrix of propaganda. You know, whenever there's anything that might indicate, that might provide hard evidence that the comic book industry is in real trouble. Tell us why. What you know? Oh my God, she's there to just be like, I have an answer other than the obvious one for why things are shit. Heidi McDonald, and then she argues with us on Twitter. It's great.
This is the behavior of the professionals in the mainstream. It's just stores just close for no reason on a Tuesday, while the men who ran them for 40 years through multiple recessions are crying and dying inside. But it wasn't for any of the reasons that my political enemies say, right? I need you to say it into this microphone. You need to say that it just happened for no reason, or you can say COVID or paper shortage. Those are both fine. I won't try to get you to kill yourself if you say either one of those. But you know, anyway, I've got to get back to work.
All right, very good, Zach. That was fun, man. That was a good Zach video. I like that. Your boy Zach. NXRD says Twilight, 50 Shades. After. What is after? Our female power fantasies. You can make that interesting for men. See old Wolverine versus Cyclops over Jean. Twilight is not interesting for men. It shouldn't be. I read a little bit of Twilight because I wanted to see what it was all about. Watched the movie, and the movie was contentless. And so I read the book because I thought, well, maybe the movie just fucked up. The book is like selling a lot. Maybe the book is good. The book was also contentless. There's nothing in it except for like a soapy bubble bath for women, which is what it is. I mean, Twilight. I didn't read 50 Shades, but I think it's the same thing. And I talk about this a lot, like to understand what women want to read. It's not hard to understand that. You could write this. Men could write this for women. You have to have a lead character who is a cipher. You can't have too many, she can't have any distinctive personality traits. And the reason why the lead character can have distinctive personality traits is you don't want her to be too different than the woman who's reading the book. So Bella in Twilight, she's pretty, but she's not that pretty. She's smart, but she's not that smart. There's nothing really that special about her, right? She's raised by her father. Mother's out of the picture. And the thing is, everything happens to her, even though there's nothing that's that great about her. The vampire's affection is all directed at her intensely, and she has intense feelings for him. And then she meets the shirtless werewolf boys, and they all love her too, and they're fighting over her. And these are all masturbatory fantasies for women. Women read that and go, these are demon monsters of the night. They're murderous fucking ghouls. but they all think I'm so hot and I'm gonna fuck them, and one of them's gonna get me pregnant with a demon baby. But they all fucking they kill other people, but not me. No, they protect me. Like that is a female fantasy. Men should not be able to relate to that. You read that and you men, if you're reading Twilight and you're into it and you like it on any level, there's something wrong with you. And I think 50 Shades of Grey is the same thing. She's just a blank cipher who the reader puts herself into those shoes. And then there's a guy who's a mysterious, like, sadist, and he like whips her and everything and gets her off like with all these sexual scenarios that are just naughty. No man wants to read that. That isn't for men. It's for women. That's all it is. And there's nothing wrong with that. This is what women want. You know, it's romance novels are all this way because, you know, the lead character, it's always like, a woman, and there's an incredibly awesome man who's there to service her in every way, and he's just mysterious and awesome and so great, and they have an amazing romance together. That's not for men. You know, men don't do that. Men are like, well, yeah, but if men were to be reading Twilight, and this is why I had problems with it. I'm like, but who is Bella? I don't understand, like, why Bella. Like, I want to know more about who Bella is. And why are these guys? Who are they? And like, why are they so into her? And all like, oh no, Bella is meant to be you, the reader. And I'm like, I don't want these guys. Like if I'm in Bella's shoes, I don't want these fucking monstrous assholes interested in me. This isn't something that I'm interested in reading. I can't relate to any of this. It is specifically for girls. Wolverine versus Cyclops and Jean, I don't think that's quite the same thing. You kind of understand why Wolverine might want to fuck Jean, and Wolverine is a distinctive character that we like to look at and read about, and learn about. He has a personality. 50 Shades is a Twilight fanfic with names changed. Yeah, maybe it is. Steve Giblin says, how do you know all this? Because I'm married to women. Or a woman. I was married to a woman before Andrea, and the woman that I was married to before Andrea loved Twilight, and I watched all the movies because sometimes it was her turn to pick the movies, and I went to all of the Twilight movies, and they were fucking an abomination. But what it taught me was to understand what women want in fiction. You know, it's like it's completely different than men, and people should understand that. So when you have women coming in from their perspective, of course they're going to ruin comics for men. They don't have a choice unless they're fully conscious of what it is that they're doing and who they are, and how to write Daredevil or something like that. Unless they're aware of that, then they're going to ruin everything because they want it all to be about them. They're going to make changes so that they can relate to these characters. That's it. They want to relate. They want to see themselves. The idea of representation is a feminine idea. It is not a masculine notion. It is feminine. People deserve to see themselves in their comics. What? What are you talking about? These are stories about characters. What do you mean see yourself in the comics? That doesn't make any sense to a man. We don't understand that. We shouldn't understand that. Christine Venner says, the cap I got yesterday was not the right one. My order for the secret blue. Oh, Christine, why did you send me 10 pounds to say this? My order for the secret blue camo hat is the order that's been fulfilled, but you sent me a blue B cap from my other order that was waiting for the mail-in cut. Okay, Christine, send this information over to Cyberfrog Help and we'll fix it for you. cyberfroghelp@gmail.com. We'll do that tomorrow. Don't you worry about it. You don't have to pay me to say that. You just send that information over to Cyberfrog Help and I'll make Mikey do it. Mikey will fix it. Stop effing up, Ethan, says Owazaru. You just nailed that, eh? Somebody clip it. Oh, yeah. Well, I say this all the time. I'm just trying to educate people about this. This is why, it's like, well, why can't women, be allowed in comics? Oh, you don't want women in comics. It's like, well, I don't mind if they want to make comics, but I don't want them making my comics, the comics that I read, because they're going to fuck them up. Women don't know how to create fiction for men. They don't know how to do it. It's not their fault. It's not that women are God bless women. They should be the way that they are. I don't want women to change at all. None. I'm one of the people who is saying, I want women to be exactly how they are. I don't want society to change them. I like women. I appreciate their femininity. I really do. They're beautiful women at their best, sexy, fertile goddesses who bear our children and take care of us and nurture the next generation. I want them to be exactly like that. And whatever they want to read, whatever they want to masturbate to with their fiction, that's great. Let's give them more of that. But they can't be permitted to come in here and change comic books that are meant for men, or change our movies, or change our video games, because they are fundamentally different than men are. I'll repeat that. They're just fundamentally different. They want to be able to relate to everything. They, in fact, not only just relate to it, they want it to be about themselves. They want to be able to see themselves in the role of the lead character, which is why Kathleen Kennedy started making all of the lead characters in her shitty Disney Star Wars movies these blank slate females that all kind of look the same. Brunettes with no personalities at all, except they're awesome. They're meant to flatter the female viewer. Who is Rey? Rey is you, if you're a dumb chick. Rey is you. That's you. You're awesome. You can fly the Millennium Falcon better than Han Solo. It's a perfect female fantasy. I want to be in Star Wars. You ask that they've asked women before. Like I've seen interviews where they're talking to people who work for Lucasfilm who are female. Like, what do you like? What's your favorite Star Wars thing? And they say things like this. They go, "I don't have a favorite movie or a favorite book. I just like the world of Star Wars. I want to live in the world of Star Wars." That is not a good answer, but it is. It's the only answer that women should give or could give. Star Wars was never for them before. They never understood it before because it's full of distinctive characters that they can't relate to personally. So they never could get into Star Wars. It was never for them. Now, Kathleen Kennedy and her cronies are trying really hard to make it so that it is for them by adding all of these blank slate, wide-eyed, stupid-looking young female characters. They're always young. They always look the same. They're bland. They're brunette. Nothing distinct. I mean, describe what Rey looks like. You can't. Rey doesn't look like anyone. Rey is just a fucking shell for a young woman to imagine herself into so that she can pilot the vehicle that is the character that is Rey, and therefore inhabit and enjoy the world of Star Wars. That is how women are. That's why those Lucasfilm, the new Disney Lucasfilm Star Wars movies suck so bad. Meanwhile, you've got The Mandalorian, and The Mandalorian actually got it right. Mandalorian did the right thing. If you really want women and men to watch something, so you've got The Mandalorian. The Mandalorian is a kick-ass, cool character. We've seen him beat ass. Can I relate to The Mandalorian? No, not at all. I just want to learn more about him, right? I can't relate to him. He's nothing like me. I don't want him to be like me. That's weird. He's a bounty hunter. I get that concept. I think that's kind of cool. In a way, I wish I was a bounty hunter. That would be fun. See, that's how men think about things. Now, how do you get women? Oh, Baby Yoda. Oh, look, this bounty hunter is a nurturing father on some kind of weird level. He's got Baby Yoda, who's really cute. And look, he cares about Baby Yoda. I'll bet this guy would care about my children. And now you've got women. You've got actual real women, not creepy, weird women, not empty, empty nester, not dead egger women, fertile women who are looking at Mandalorian, and they're still creating eggs in their hoo-has. They're still, cycling. They're still trying to find subconsciously a mate who will impregnate them and take care of their kids. And they that is on their mind as they're watching The Mandalorian and seeing him take care of Baby Yoda and put himself at great risk of harm for this infant. Yeah, that gets women too. That gets women in a very subconscious place. And they like Mandalorian. Perfect. Who could have figured that out? A man could have figured that out. Filoni to some degree, but Jon Favreau, this is basics of storytelling. This is not somebody who's been poisoned by feminism. 200 Watt Studio says, with all the issues, maybe you can't handle shipping and should focus on that until it's finished, sir. I'm not sure what you mean. What are you referring to? Focus on what? Catch up with you guys here. Star Wars is dead, says Sand and Metal. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Look at this, King Hell. Fandom Menace is so stupid to not partake of Ethan's wisdom. Even Gary isn't on the even. He'll say something similar to this pretty soon. This is how it goes, guys. Trying to help everybody. Jon Favreau penned the suck-ass series Ahsoka. I have no respect for him anymore. I didn't watch it. But, you know, like Jon Favreau's Ahsoka, I did see the trailer for it, and it's just like all women all the time. Jon Favreau trying to take a masculine female character and make her a stand-in, trying to make her a cipher. I'm going to start just calling them cipher. You'll know what I mean. When I say cipher, I mean a blank slate, a blank character for a woman to project herself into so that she'll be able to enjoy a story in the way the women do. Okay. Representation. All right. So Ahsoka as a cipher doesn't really work because who can relate to Ahsoka really? You know, she's a masculine character because she's distinctive, and I don't know if too many women want to be Ahsoka. Not really. Some do, I'm sure. But I don't know. Mandy Summers still laughing at dead eggers. I didn't make that up. Somebody else made that up. But it's yeah, dead eggers. We still want people you know, who are at least have memories of creating eggs. Ahsoka is the worst lesbian. There you go. Lesbian prawn ever. Yeah, it's lesbians. it's super strong lesbians. Like, you can't picture Ahsoka like blowing a guy. You know what I mean? I mean, hold on. Let me try to picture. Oh, I can kind of picture it. You can't picture Ahsoka like being in love with a man. You can't picture any of the characters on that show. You know, giving themselves over submissively to a dominant male. Can't do it, right? Lesbians. Mr. V says, I can. Yeah, I know. I can too now. Now that you mention it. Wood Chippy says, I've seen it. Yeah, I'm sure. She crosses the hell out of her arms, though. I know there's a whole thing about her crossing her arms throughout the whole thing. Satna says, I can picture her blowing me for sure. Now, listen, maybe we should just drop that whole thing. Let's stop thinking about Ahsoka blowing us. Christopher says, if CG is a train, then Shane Davis is the conductor and EVS is the fat controller. Malin is that turtle that only attacks black shoes, but on a train. Sometimes I don't understand what anyone's talking about. I tried to. I listen. I can't really understand. Mandy's like, everyone's like, fuck it. I can picture it. Yeah. I guess you can picture it. Ahsoka Rule 34. I'm sure it exists. We don't need pornography, though, guys. Do we? Dan Wallace is here. He says, that's what Canadians call it when you step into a cold puddle of water, a soaker. A soaker. Great. Now I'm picturing her blowing everyone at the same time, says Andrew Taz. Gee whiz. That is rough. You never watched Thomas the Tank, EVS? No. No. Hunter never liked that. He had some Thomas the Tank Engine toys when he was little. He didn't watch the show, though. He just wanted to play with the trains. Cordwainer says, Cordwainer. What's the joke there? Is that your actual name? EVS talks to us tards like we real people. Why do I do that? What is wrong with me? Bizarre. All right, let me watch this superhero editorial thing that I promised I would watch. I think this is important somehow. I don't know how, but we'll check it out together. Here we go.
Hello and welcome to the superhero editorial room. What can I do for you, champ?
Oh, golly, sir, I want to be a hero, the fastest man
Well,
alive.
you're in luck, pal. Speeches are all the rage right now. Why don't we bind you up with that Flash fella and see where you go from there? Play your cards right, you might even get a spin-off.
Oh, boy. Thanks, mister. Won't let you down.
Oh, hey, champ, have I got something?
I'm the Flash.
Oh, so you met him?
Nope, I'm the Flash now. Pretty sweet, right?
Oh, what? Already?
Yep, got the gig for the next 3 decades. I'm talking cartoons, comics, the works. They even said I'm faster than the first guy.
Ah, damn, that's great, kid. I mean, that was pretty quick, if you get what I mean.
Pretty quick, yeah. I get it. Been the Flash for 5 seconds. Great start.
Well, I mean, geez, kid, why'd you even come back? I mean, you're practically set for life. Just go out there and knock him dead.
I will. Thanks, sir.
I love this job. Oh, hey, if it is my favorite client, what can I do you for, champ?
I just killed a lot of people.
What?
And I'm not even talking about bad guys. I mean just straight up innocent heroes. Just outright slaughtered.
Okay. I mean, like, what's the plot like? Are you trying to say you were brainwashed, possessed,
Nope,
or...
all me. I just did it.
Why?
Mental illness.
What does that even mean?
Literally no
I
idea.
just don't get it. I mean, you said it like you were their golden boy. I mean, what did they do with you for the last 10
I
years?
didn't exist.
You didn't exist?
Nope.
But that can't even be true because they said Wally West was
It
going to be...
wasn't me.
Are you saying they made another Flash named Wally West and it wasn't you?
Ask the skinny. Say, what do you say we do about this? I mean, there's got to be some solution here. Evil clone, time travel. I mean, really anything should
You bet
work.
your ass there is. I mean, there's no way they leave you like this. Let me see what they got. They have to have something planned for. They're giving you the kids, Wally.
What?
You know, the kids you had when you still existed. They're giving you back the kids,
Oh,
Wally.
okay, but what about what happened? Aren't
They're
they?
giving you back the kids, Wally. That's all they're willing to do here.
But what about the murder? I can't.
I'm sorry.
I'm the fastest.
They're giving
I'm
you
the
back the
I'm
kids,
the
Wally.
fastest. I'm the fastest thing alive.
They're
No,
giving you
that's
back
me.
the kids,
I'm the
Wally.
Flash.
They're
Lightning
giving you
shoots
back
from
the
my
fucking
fingertips.
kids,
They put
Wally.
me on the
It's over.
lunchbox. They
It's
put me on the
fucking
TV.
Well, if it isn't the invincible Iron Man, to what do I owe the pleasure? Hey, man, you ever get the feeling that you're peaked? What are you talking about? Look, man, I know I'm doing really well right now. I have no reason to complain. I just get the feeling that my stories don't really have the same punch to them like they did when I was, when you went alcoholic? Yeah, see what I mean? I mean, I didn't even have to say it. The Demon in Bottle was a pretty good story. You know how mentally taxing it is to know that the lowest point in your life was also the pinnacle of your success? Hey, man, I get what you're saying. I mean, I'm hammered right now. What it sounds like to me is you got to reinvent yourself. You know, put a new demon in the bottle. Look, I've thought about it, but I've made so much progress. I can't go back to drinking. No, of course not. I'm not saying to go back to that. Addiction could ruin your life, pal. I'm never going to ask you to go back to that. But have you considered cocaine? Cocaine? Yeah, isn't that like dramatically worse than alcohol? No, cocaine's the party drug. It's the drug you take at parties. It's not bad. Really? Yeah, it's everywhere. I mean, how kids are doing it? Kids are doing cocaine. Iron Man, I chaperoned at my kid's school dance. Let me tell you what they had on the table: punch, crackers, crack rock cocaine. Right there. No shit. I'm telling you, man, this is how you make your comeback. A cocaine comeback. That's what we call it. Cocaine comeback. Say it with me. Cocaine comeback. Cocaine come back! Cocaine come back! Cocaine come back! I don't know why I even suggested that. I don't know. I mean, that stuff about the school was complete bullshit. I don't know how you didn't. I mean, you should have known that. Don't do that. I mean, Iron Man, you were high as shit. What the fuck are you even wearing? I don't know. What the fuck did we even do yesterday? I think I gave Daredevil his vision back. Holy shit, you could have done that the whole time. I guess. Oh my god. I mean, what happened after that? I think I took it back. Just flipped the switch right back off. That's kind of fucking hilarious. I know, right? Hank, my friend, what is going on with you lately?
I know.
Just look at yourself. I mean, you were a founding Avenger.
I know.
The upper echelon of everything else. And what, they make you a side character in your own movie?
Do you think it has to do with the slap?
What? What's the slapping you even talking about? Oh, you mean when you backhanded your wife in the face? No, I'm sure people have forgotten by now.
Oh, figures. You know, that wasn't even supposed to be a slap. I was just shooing her away.
Yeah, and you shoot the rest of your legacy with it. But look, we can fix this, all right? Just need something flashy. Like, hey, what about that Ultron thing?
I should backhand Ultron?
You're not making this easy. No, look, what I'm saying is do some big story with Ultron. I mean, come on, that always sells, right?
That's not a bad idea.
All right, now let's get you back out there, huh? Classic Ant-Man adventure. What the fuck am I looking
know
at?
what it looks
Do you?
like.
I have no fucking idea.
Ultron and I merged.
What do you mean, merge?
I mean, we're one guy now.
How did you even do that? I mean, what the hell? So what? Are you a villain now? An anti-hero?
Well, I don't even know who I am exactly. I might be Hank Pym, or maybe Ultron convincing himself he's Hank Pym, or Or what if I drop kicked my
Get
wife?
out of my office.
No, but like to chew her away.
It's about Paul, right?
Yeah, I think like it's there are a lot of reaction videos to this too. People are reacting to it. And I think it's there are a lot of people who think it's funny. Look, hold on a second. Look at this. Just to prove it, like this is a phenomenon here. Might not be for me. I mean, I might be too old for this. I might be an old man. But as you can see here, look, Gore's super editorial reaction. You got some reaction videos. These people are. This guy's got my face here. But yeah, people think it's funny. So it's good, man. This is Solid JJ right here. Okay. Yeah. Cool. I don't always understand what people are doing. You know, sometimes I'm confused by it. All right. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for. Are you doing okay after that? Lamau says sci-fi is life. No, I'm doing okay. I just didn't quite. I was like, wait a second. What am I supposed to be reacting to here? Like, what's going on here? Let me see. Ethan, that Gina Carano video today was one of your best. On a Saturday night, Halloween's Tuesday, and still no rec box, says Obi-Waner. Oh, thank you for that. I mean, no rec box yet. Are you going to bring back Incellivision for the holidays, says Ronald Shaw? I think we have to do that. You know, Incellivision's a big deal. You guys really like it. I think you do. Do you guys like Incellivision or do you hate Incellivision? I get mixed reactions. We should do a horror movie. Maybe do EGA for Incellivision. That might be nice. Let me see. Was not bad with the Wally West, but then, says 200 Watt Studio. Yeah, did Wally West kill a bunch of people? Like, did I miss that? Incellivision, says Jedi Knight. Do you guys like it? You do? You hate it. We hate that we like. Oh, Jesus. What is Incellivision? Sleeping psychopathy. Incellivision is when we Mystery Science Theater free movies on YouTube. Usually bad ones. We've had some fun with Archibald Jr. movies like Wild Guitar and EGA. But we call it Incellovision. And I'm not a fan, says Rod Krent. And then people either like it or they don't like it. Actually, I think we did pretty good with Night of the Living Dead too. Benares says, I just got my second chance Wreck Planet box yesterday. All the books were bagged and boarded like usual, just loose in the box and bubble wrap. Any reason why? And this is when the stream goes full circle. Yes. NXRD says all of those were real comic storylines. They were pretty bad in the comics. They sound awful, dude. I don't blame. The sadist is good. I don't blame people for complaining about comics when this is what they're doing with the comic books that are coming out. You can't treat heroes like that. That's just not right. You know, you want to kind of do a better job. One of the things that they did for me, like when I first started working at DC, we got these lectures like all the time about what was heroic and how these characters need to behave in heroic ways because of what they represent, right? And so, that was actually an important thing that was imparted to me. And I still, when I was working on Cyberfrog in the 90s, my own book, like he never behaved in a heroic way. He was just an expression of nihilism, But when I got to DC Comics, the importance and wonderfulness of actual heroism got through to me. I understood what they were trying to show me and teach me. And all of those comics that we made back then were made under the supervision of editors and editorial that was just like, look, it's important that we make these characters behave like heroes. Certain things that they can't ever do. For example, Wally West should not murder 50 people. Like, he can't do that, because if he does do that, then, you know, he's no longer a hero, right? He's a villain. And if you want to make him a villain, that's one thing. If you want to destroy this character and make him a villain, I mean, that is something that you can do, but it wasn't. If you're trying to tell good stories about these characters, making them behave in despicable ways is something that you should avoid. I don't know if they still teach people that. I don't know if anybody is over there saying, hey, you know, these characters need to be heroic. They can't be murderous pieces of shit that depress people. Can't do that. It's not right. Oh, was it Heroes in Crisis? David L says that Incellivision is like Mystery Science Theater, only not funny. I think it's hilarious. I love when we do Incellivision. Patrick T says Amazon Prime releases all the James Bond movies and no watch parties. What the F is happening? You know, I've only seen like 3 James Bond movies in my life. You know. All right, it's time. I'm just kidding. We're not going to do that. I got to have like, I got to have at least 5 people on the. Did it bring back memories of Halloween? Listen, we can do Incellivision for Halloween if you'd like to. I don't mind doing that. I think that would be good. Incellivision. No. All right, listen, I'm going to let you guys go. I have work to do. I got to go over there and draw some drawings. You know, I'm working on stuff. It is important. I'm going to, and by the way, you have like 5 seconds to back the flash sale. If you don't have a t-shirt yet, excuse me, if you didn't get a t-shirt yet, I am fixing it right now. So you have just a few minutes to go click that link and go over and get a t-shirt. We've got to put them back to normal price now. Very important. Andrea will say, are you going to fix them, or are you just going to leave them there at $25 forever? I got to be on the ball. So I'm going to do that right this minute here. Let me see. Edit. And thank you guys. I think we sold like 10 of them. That's very, very good. Appreciate you. Oh shit, we're out of larges now. We sold out of large. Appreciate that you guys we sold plenty of 2XLs and plenty of 3XLs. Hey guys, that's good news. You guys are very healthy. It's even close. You guys are very healthy. You're not fatzos. Amazing. Okay, let me see. Busted. Thanks very much, everyone. I appreciate you. And you have until Halloween, I guess, to back Dark Harvest, Cyberfrog 3, if you would like to get a nice discounted toy. Let me see. Valdez D. Frank says, need 5 people. So with EVS, we need 2 to go. Yeah, we're losing weight, E. I'm proud of you, Zachary. I'm proud of you guys. I'm really proud of you. No, Ethan, the fatties are all dying off, says Thomas Fitzpatrick. You know, I did see Ethan Ralph, and a recent picture of him, and he has lost all of the weight. He's lost all of the weight. I can't believe it. It's amazing. Yeah, I'm like, how did he do that? If he did that, I can do it. Yeah, I think so. If he did it, I can do it. All right, everybody. I'm going to let you go. You guys have a great night. Go find something else. Is Shane streaming? Is anybody else streaming? I love you all. I appreciate it. Thanks for the support. And I will see you guys again tomorrow for Comicsgate Kings. Arrivederci.
Between the girls and the jewelry, the devil try and lure me. If you or me, Jesus walks with me. My pastor shaking his head, he ain't sure me, but surely. Then he asked, do you say your prayers at least 2 a week? I ain't talking to God, I know what I've been doing, G. Do you know Man, sound like Ben Stiller's on Meet the Parents. The good life. But only I could come up with some shit like this. They say going crazy, and we've seen this before. But I'm doing pretty good as far as geniuses go. And I'm doing pretty hood in my pink polo. Nigga, please, how you gonna say I ain't no low head?
Is it because of what happened to your mom and dad that you're telling these lies? You're told the worst kind of a lie there is, maybe. The lie of self-deception.
Sorry.
Together they would travel on a boat with billowed sail. Jackie kept a lookout perched on Puff's gigantic tail.
Hey!
Noble kings and princes would bow whenever they came.
I'ma touch the sky.
Pirate ships would lower their flags when Puff roared.
I'm going on an aeroplane.
The magic dragon, live by the sea.
The good life.
And frolicked in the autumn mist in a land called
And now they're making Ghostbusters with only women. What's going on?